All right, boys and girls, here we go. This is a fun one. This is good times right here. Donald Trump, folks, he has now been indicted for paying hush money to a prostitute. He has been indicted for showing top secret classified documents to people he shouldn't be. And now he's being indicted for treason, for inciting a riot to attempt to overthrow the certified election process. It's like he's trying to hit like the political indictment cycle. Like, he's got one more indictment to go, don't he? In Georgia? Doesn't he still have one more to go? So he has a chance. It's like he's up in the 9th inning, and he has a chance to hit for the political indictment cycle. It's a chance. It's not something many politicians aspire to, but I don't know. Trump, he might have it. He might have it in the bag. I think he knows that he has it in the bag. I think he's planning on hitting for the political indictment cycle. So here we go, folks. We're going to talk a little bit about the indictment, this one that just happened. I believe it just happened yesterday, right? And then we're going to watch some videos, and then we're going to have some laughs, because it's been a while since we've really kind of sat down and just laughed at all the crazy-ass Trump supporters. But tonight, folks, we're going back. We're going to watch a little bit of the older videos, too. We're going to watch how crazy the fucking Trump supporters were 6 years ago. We're going to watch how crazy they were 7 months ago. We might even watch a video of how crazy they are yesterday. But we're gonna watch some videos. We're going to have a good time. We're going to enjoy our time. And happy third indictment day. It's like Groundhog Day. It just keeps happening over and over again. It's like, I don't know, when does the fun stop? Hey, Renee. Hey, Nathan. Nathan, thank you for the first comment. See you, buddy. All right. Let's get in here. Let's do our thing. Let's get this party started. I just got to move some stuff around here. And let's start talking about this one. DJ. What's happening, DJ? DJ, whatever time you're here, you're always on time. It don't matter. Party don't start until DJ's here, okay? All right. So let's go back to the top, because I tried to read this, but, I barely had even time for this. I need Trump to stop getting indicted the day before I go on live stream. I need 2 or 3 days to, ingest all of the bullshit that he does, so that way I can be properly prepared to speak to the subject. I mean, there's just so much that goes into this stuff. I don't always have the time to just get it all digested. I have a real job, Donald J. Trump. Probably doesn't know what that's like, but I do. I have a real job, so I don't have a lot of time for this. So this time I barely jumped into the indictment, barely got to read any of it. So we're gonna read a little bit together. We're gonna get everybody on par with the information that I have, and then we're gonna jump into some videos, because that's what we like to do. We like to watch. All right, so the Trump January 6th indictment, annotated by the New York Times. So of course, fake news, of course. That's what we're going to hear about this one. So the Justice Department unveiled an indictment on Tuesday charging former President Donald J. Trump with 4 criminal counts. That's actually a low amount of counts. Let's be honest. I mean, are they even trying? 37 in Miami, 34 in New York, D.C., the best you could come up with was 4? Come on, those are rookie numbers. We got to up those numbers. They relate to Mr. Trump's attempt to overturn the results of the 2020 election, which culminated in the January 6th attack on the Capitol by a mob of his supporters. I don't know if you guys just saw it too, but we got downgraded to an AA plus as far as our dependability with our debt. And part of that was because of the January 6th riots. It was literally labeled as the January 6th riots, which are directly impacting our credit rating with the rest of the world. So yeah, it doesn't matter how much you want to sit there and say it wasn't a riot, it was all peaceful, complete bullshit, okay? The rest of the world knows we're full of shit when we say stupid shit like it wasn't a riot. They literally downgraded us. Our credit score went from you can buy a house to, well, you can, but you're going to have to pay a lot of interest. What's happening, Tommy? This is where we're at, folks. The rest of the world knows we're full of shit. And I say we, in the royal we, all of us in this chat know what the fuck is going on, okay? But the royal we, the rest of the world knows. That's why they downgraded our credit. All right, let's talk about it. Count number one, or I'm sorry, one count of conspiracy to defraud the United States. The charge against Mr. Trump details the various methods he and co-conspirators used to try to overturn the results of the 2020 election. Most of us are pretty aware of most of the stuff that's going to be talked about right here. 2 counts related to efforts to obstruct the vote certification proceedings. Mr. Trump faces 2 charges involving the vote certification proceedings at the Capitol on January 6, 2021. One of obstructing that process and one of conspiring to do so. 1 count of conspiracy to violate civil rights related to Mr. Trump's attempts to reverse election results in states with close elections in 2020. Hi, Tamara. Hey, there's my wife. Hi. That's okay. Thank you. No, you gotta go, Roscoe. You gotta go. No dogs allowed. No dogs allowed. All right, let's take a look. This is going to be annotated because, like I said, there's so much to get to. I don't think we're going to get all the good stuff in. We could be here for like 8-10 hours on this live stream. There is so much good shit. I mean, it was a great week. All right. Here we go. So we're going to just take a quick look at this, and then we're going to get on to the fun stuff. Let's see. So we're going to go over a little bit. The indictment acknowledges that Mr. Trump had a First Amendment right to lie about the election and to file lawsuits challenging its results. It seeks to draw a clear line between those kinds of lawful efforts and the unlawful means of discounting legitimate votes and subverting the election results that are the focus of the criminal case. The defendant had a right, like every American, to speak publicly about the election and even to claim falsely that there had been outcome determinative fraud during the election and that he had won. He was also entitled to formally challenge the results of the election through lawful and appropriate means, such as by seeking recounts or audits of the popular vote in states or filing lawsuits challenging ballots and procedures. Indeed, in many cases, the defendant did pursue these methods of contesting the election results. His efforts to change the outcome in any state through recounts, audits, or legal challenges were uniformly unsuccessful. See, this is where people are just crazy, right? They're gonna say stupid shit. Like they're gonna say like, oh, like this is all because like he was trying to get it overturned. They just don't want you to speak out against. They don't want you to say these things because they know that it's like bringing light to it. No. We all agree, falsely or not, he's allowed to come out, even with as much damage as it could do to the democratic process, which is like the foundation of America. We still all agree he's allowed to have his opinion. He's still allowed to come out and say, I think it was rigged. He's still allowed to say that he thinks there is fraud. He's still allowed to say that he thinks dead people voted and that immigrants are the ones that won the election for Biden. Whatever he wants to say. He can say all of those things. But the thing about it is you have to prove it, okay? And every time that he attempted to prove it, he was proven wrong. He was unsuccessful over and over and over again. And it takes like the most conspiracy-minded person of all time to do the mental gymnastics it takes to really believe that every single time that people were against him. That you're telling me there's not one. Some of these were appointed by him. Some of these judges were appointed by him. You're telling me all of them, every single one of them, denied his claims, and yet still it was rigged? I don't think so. A conspiracy to defraud the United States by using dishonesty, fraud, and deceit to impair, obstruct, and defeat the lawful federal government function by which the results of the presidential election are collected, counted, and certified by the federal government. These are the things that are the 3 criminal conspiracies. A conspiracy to corruptly obstruct and impede the January 6th congressional proceeding at which the collected results of the presidential election are counted and certified. That was the riot. A conspiracy against the right to vote and to have one's vote counted in violation of 18 U.S.C. 241. Each of these conspiracies, which built on the widespread mistrust the defendant was creating through pervasive and destabilizing lies about election fraud, targeted a bedrock function of the United States federal government, the nation's process of collecting, counting, and certifying the results of the presidential election. This is just like, it's insanity that people can defend this kind of stuff. All right, let's just go down here. Purpose of the conspiracy. The purpose of the conspiracy was to overturn the legitimate results of the 2020 presidential election by using knowingly false claims of election fraud to obstruct the federal government function by which those results are collected, counted, and certified. The defendant enlisted co-conspirators to assist him in his criminal efforts to overturn the legitimate results of the 2020 presidential election and retain power. Now, this is where it's important, because what they did during this whole process was they got people to flip on Donald Trump, which is what always happens with Donald Trump. If you were in any way linked to Donald Trump during his presidency, you either went to jail for some shit or you flipped on him and wrote a book. That just seems to be kind of the pattern here. Let's go ahead here. A. Co-conspirator 1, an attorney who was willing to spread knowingly false claims and pursue strategies that the defendant's 2020 re-election campaign attorneys would not. The very idea that some of his attorneys were like, no, fuck that. I don't want anything to do with this. Somebody else take this job. Like, that should say something. Lawyers do all kinds of dumb shit, all kinds of bad shit. They defend child molesters. They defend rapists. They defend, like, so much other shit. And you're going to tell me they were like, no thanks, I don't want any? And let's be honest, which one of these guys is Rudy Giuliani? Which one? Or did Rudy Giuliani flip on him? This is interesting stuff. Co-conspirator 2, an attorney who devised and attempted to implement a strategy to leverage the vice president's ceremonial role overseeing the certification proceeding to obstruct the certification of the presidential election. That's literally saying that, like, that's when they told Mike Pence that they believed that he had the ability to not certify the election, and he was like, even if I do have that ability, no thanks. Once again, even Mike Pence was like, no fucking thank you. Mr. Handmaid's Tale himself was like, I don't want any of this. Like, you have to, like, delve so far down in the bottom of the barrel to find people that were even willing to do the shit that Donald Trump wanted them to do. Hey, what's happening, Bucket? Co-conspirator 3, an attorney whose unfounded claims of election fraud the defendant privately acknowledged to others sounded crazy. Nonetheless, the defendant embraced and publicly amplified co-conspirator 3's disinformation. So even at this point, like, Donald Trump is like, that's fucking nuts. He still is like, let's run with it. Because he knows the people that, like, follow him will believe anything, and he's taking full advantage of that fact. Co-conspirator 4, a Justice Department official who worked on civil matters and who, with the defendant, attempted to use the Justice Department to open sham election crime investigations and influence state legislatures with knowingly false claims of election fraud. This is a guy, or a girl, a man or a woman, who was part of the Justice Department. Co-conspirator 5, an attorney who assisted in devising and attempting to implement a plan to submit fraudulent slates of presidential electors to obstruct the certification proceeding. This is the fake elector thing. They literally put people in place to vote as though they were the electors, and then certify that those states had voted for Donald Trump. This is like fucking nuts. Like, this is the kind of stuff, if you told me this stuff, like, just like, with none of this information, I wouldn't believe it. I wouldn't believe that this is the kind of thing that actually happens in our democracy. This is the kind of stuff that before Donald Trump got elected and people were, like, warning me about this kind of stuff, I would have said, that's crazy. You guys, like, are just being paranoid. He's not that bad. I would have said, like, I shit you not, I probably said most of these things. Because I had a person that worked with me that was like, no, if he does the thing, like, he becomes president, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. I was literally sitting there saying, like, no, you guys are just being paranoid. Like, no one's going to do that. We don't live in a country where people do these things. Apparently, I was wrong. Because this is fucking insane. And for all the people out there going like, well, we don't know that this is true or not. They don't take people to trial in these type of cases without having a solid case. I mean, the amount of cases that are won in indictments by a federal, like a jury, is something like 97%. They don't take people to trial unless they know they can win. And he has 3 indictments against him, like, right now. How many charges are we up to? 75. 75 counts at this point. Co-conspirator 6, a political consultant who helped implement a plan to submit fraudulent slates of presidential election stuff. So that's the same thing as the guy before him. Or girl, once again. Damn it, I'm late. You're listening to Ukraine music. I heard there's I want to say the Ukrainian a band called Ginger with a J. I don't know if that was you, Nathan, who told me about it. I did go and watch that. 75 counts, Bucket. 75. I counted on just the original 71. I want to say he faced over 400 years. And even the ones that he faced, like even if he was held accountable for like a single count, I think the minimum in the ones in Florida are something like 10 years. Okay, and we all know he's not going to jail. We all know he's not going to prison. He's too rich for that shit. We all know that we live in a country that harkens back to the days of Rome, where people were like found guilty of literally murdering their political rival, and they just got like exiled from Rome. They had to be 100 miles from Rome. We still live in this type of world. Donald Trump isn't going to be picking garbage up off the side of the road. Donald Trump isn't going to be printing license plates in a maximum security facility. We can't even hope for that, even with all these crazy charges. If this was any one of us normal ass people, dude, we would be in jail now. We wouldn't have bail, okay? Because they'd be like, these people are going to run. They have 75 charges against them right now. There's no way we can trust them not to run. Yeah, like, no. This is just, we're in crazy town. I'm taking crazy pills right now. The defendant and co-conspirators organized fraudulent slates of electors in 7 targeted areas: Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, New Mexico, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, attempting to mimic the procedures that the legitimate electors were supposed to follow under the Constitution and other federal and state laws. This included causing the fraudulent electors to meet on the day appointed by federal law on which legitimate electors were to gather and cast their votes, cast fraudulent votes for the defendant, and sign certificates falsely representing that they were legitimate electors. Dude, you don't bring up claims like this unless you have people to substantiate them. People flipped, including these fraudulent electors, flipped on him. They're going to testify against him that this happened. Some fraudulent electors were tricked into participating based on the understanding that their votes would be used only if the defendant succeeded in outcome-determinative lawsuits within their state, which the defendant never did. The defendant and co-conspirators then caused these fraudulent electors to transmit their false certificates to the vice president and other government officials to be counted at the certification proceedings on January 6th. This is saying, literally fucking saying, that they had sent the claims of voting that he had won these states to Mike Pence in the hope of tricking him. God damn it. This is insane. This is insane. Focus and specific. Exactly, Nathan. Focus and specific. Do I know any Ukraine music yet? I don't know any, man. DJ, you're going to have to help me out. Is there another one? Tommy, I can't keep up, man. There is a lot of cases going on here. Let's see here. Of course, this is going to go into the election fraud. These claims were false, and the defendant knew that they were false. In fact, the defendant was notified repeatedly that his claims were untrue, often by the people on whom he relied for candid advice on important matters and who were best positioned to know the facts, and he deliberately disregarded the truth. It's just insane. In order to prove corrupt intent, Mr. Smith signals that he will make the case to the jury that Mr. Trump was not delusional, but knew that he had lost the election and his claims were false. That was also a theme in the presentations and final report by the House committee that investigated the January 6th attack. Anyways, this is going to go on, and we get the gist of it, right? Like, I encourage every one of you, this is a 45-page document. It's not really that much to read. As always, I will encourage all of you, every one of you, go read the indictment. Know what we're talking about, because there's going to be a lot of bullshit that people have to say. There's going to be a ton of excuses. There's going to be some, like, Olympic-level mental gymnastics to prove that this is all bullshit. It's just a witch hunt. You know, Jack Smith just wastes his time doing these things. This dude who has patiently and just, like, in the most crazy like efficient manner put together case after case against Donald Trump with the most intense evidence, with witnesses to support these allegations. I heard that he now has in some, and this may not be true because it's not confirmed, but I believe that he is either obtained video footage of the Bedminster where he has people destroying evidence or moving the evidence or something of that sort, or that Donald Trump destroyed that evidence and he's going to prove that it did exist. Like, you have to be ready for these excuses. They're going to be everywhere. They're going to be crazy. And we're already going to take a look at that in this next video about how that is already happening. So I encourage every single one of you, read the indictment, know what you're talking about. The information's out there. The internet exists for this reason, in my opinion. Get informed. We're going to move on from this indictment. We all understand what it's about. We all know about January 6th. We all know it was not peaceful. So we're going to delve into this. Redonk, I know you can't read, so I don't judge you, bro. Okay? I don't judge you. I'm not judging you, big guy. I know. It's okay. I'll get the audible version and I'll send it over to you, Redonk. Okay? We'll get you like the abridged. Who you want reading? Like Christopher Walken? Maybe who's another good narrator? Oh, Morgan Freeman. I'll get you an abridged audible version of Morgan Freeman reading the Donald Trump indictment, third indictment. All right. So we're going to watch my favorite dude nowadays, Jesse Waters. Mr. I wish I was Tucker Carlson. I am trying so hard to be Tucker Carlson. I will never be Tucker Carlson, Jesse Waters. That's what YouTube video of people recapping current events is for. Are you talking about me, Redonk? Gilbert Gottfried. God, I wish he was still alive. I would love to hear Gilbert Gottfried do it. You do the work so we don't have to. You know, you guys have not bought me a half yacht yet. You guys haven't even got me the fucking land yacht, okay? I think I still only have 2 members of the Ginger Army at this point. You guys want me to always be doing this stuff. You guys are going to start having to contribute, okay? For the low price of $3 a month, I will read the entire indictment for all of you guys. Pee-wee also done. Pee-wee Herman and Gilbert Gottfried, 2 people with the craziest voices ever in heaven. In heaven, because I believe that. In my heart of hearts, I believe Pee-wee and Gilbert Gottfried are both in heaven, regardless of Pee-wee Herman and what he did in a movie theater. All the young people don't know about that. Encourage everyone to listen to an entire phone call with Trump and the Georgia election officials, as painful it is to hear Trump's voice for an hour. DJ, I'm with you on that one. Yes, go listen to that phone call. Go listen to the phone call. Listen to all of the audio. It is like when you start hearing these people say this dumb shit that they say, you got to be informed, because there's so many things that people say that if you don't know about it, like, they'll just run circles around you because they're like, yeah, you don't know about that? They have no problem bullshitting you, okay? Eat the 1 chip challenge or read the indictment. I can't eat hot shit anymore, dude. I've got tummy problems, bro. I've got, like, acid reflux and stuff. All right. We got to get on to this, because if we don't, we ain't going to get through this live stream. Here we go. You guys ready for this? You ready for the bullshittery? I think this is like 4 hours ago or 6 hours ago this was posted.
Let's turn it over now to Gene Hamilton, Vice President of America First Legal and former General Counselor to the Attorney General. All right, you've read this indictment. What do you make of these charges?
Jesse, thanks for having me on. These charges are politically motivated, like no charges we have ever seen before in this country. This indictment...
If people could stop saying these are politically motivated. Yeah, you think they're politically motivated? He's a politician, and he's running to be president. If you're not okay with people bringing charges against the person that is running for president for political reasons, I don't know what to tell you. Like, if they're wrong, they're wrong. If they can't prove this shit, then they can't prove this shit. That's great. That's fine. And it should do nothing but strengthen his case that he should be the president of the United States if all of these are proven false. Like, it's fucking insane to hear people say this over and over and over again, because the only reason they say it is because there's a bunch of people out there that are like, yeah, politically motivated, that means something. Well, what the fuck does it mean then?
reads like it was written by Adam Schiff himself or by the January 6th committee itself. It's a rehashing.
Hold on. They sound like they were written by the January 6th committee itself? You know, you mean the committee that looked into whether or not Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, you think so? That's what the committee was for. God damn it.
Of a bunch of First Amendment protected activity, describing things that the president said and did, and drawing conclusions and pushing forward with legal counts against Donald Trump, saying that he violated a criminal law because he questioned the outcome of an election.
Okay. It's not because he questioned the outcome. It literally, we just read the indictment. It states at the very beginning that he has the right under the First Amendment to literally fucking lie about the election. That's his First Amendment right? Is this guy a lawyer? Did he read the indictment? Dude, and as far as who has better caterpillars, Jesse or Ben Shapiro bucket, I'm going, here's the thing. Ben Shapiro has very well manicured caterpillars. Jesse's, I don't know, dude. They look a little fuzzy. He's got a little bit of that furry look going on. Shabibo, I think, wins in the caterpillars. Caterpillars?
Because he questioned different things that a lot of Americans also had questions about. And so we're in a situation now where dissent, where political speech is being criminally prosecuted at the highest levels against the primary political.
Literally can't do that. And if this guy takes himself seriously any way, shape, or form as a lawyer, he's full of shit. No. There's no way you would take a case before a grand jury and just like, I don't know, I just thought that it was a good idea. I just, today I woke up and I felt like doing it. Jesus Christ. Ben has a manscaper? 100%.
Political opponent of the sitting president of the United States. If that doesn't shock you, I don't know what will.
So how's this trial going to work? They're going to have Trump prove or disprove election fraud, and the federal government's going to have to say the election was clean? Is this what we're going to do at trial?
No. I thought these people were educated.
Kyle?
Well, Jesse, one of the elements that the government has to establish at trial on each of the counts is knowledge. That's to show intent. And what the government alleges in the indictment is that Donald Trump knew that all of these things he was saying were completely false. That somehow Donald Trump knew that all of these elections were completely perfect. They were clean. They were the best elections ever. And they even cited all
he just quoted Donald Trump right there.
kinds of different reports that arose after the election to say, oh, he clearly had knowledge that everything in this election was great.
That's true.
But the problem is that Donald Trump apparently had a lot of questions about the election, like a lot of people did. And so saying that you knew.
Just saying it, when these guys are trying to defend him, it's just, so funny to watch them, he's like, yeah, man, he had questions. He had questions. We all had questions. Is it that big of a deal?
That the results were false is not exactly the same as saying that you can't have questions. And so what's going to happen at trial is the government's going to have to carry its burden to prove a bunch of these different counts, each of the elements of these different counts, including knowledge, including all kinds of other components. And as I think you rightly pointed out, one of the counts he's facing is a conspiracy charge under the statute that was used to prosecute members of the KKK after the Civil War. I mean, they are really stretching. They are really stretching to find.
Oh, wait. Hold on. They found a law that he could be prosecuted under. That's stretching? Once again, if this is me or you, no one fucking questions the fact that they used an old obscure law. No. They don't question that shit at all. And didn't those guys in Oregon just not too long ago, wasn't there some Republicans that walked out of office because there was abortion and gun rights laws on the books, and they didn't want to vote on them? And I shit you not, this is what they did. They found a law that said all laws must be written in a manner that someone of an 8th grade education can understand them. And they walked out saying that the law wasn't written in that manner. So it's good for the goose, but it's not good for the gander? Like, come on, guys. Like, let's not act like everybody doesn't do this. Let's not act like a law that's on the books isn't a prosecutable law. And if it isn't, then it needs to be taken off the books.
Find crimes to meet what they want to do. They want to rehash all these old things from that the left has always wanted to do. They want to bring Donald Trump. They want to drag him into jail, and they're going to go anywhere they can, do anything they can do to do so.
So if they're saying that the certification was delayed a couple hours because of the January 6th protesters,
Jesse Waters can't be serious. He can't be. Did he just say? So the election was just delayed a couple hours. It wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, what's all the hubbub about?
they're saying that's conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding.
The fact that people can, like, the reason that, like, oh, fuck. Okay. Sorry. This just breaks my brain a little bit, okay? The reason that they talk to their viewers like this and they use this type of language is because they know the people that are watching this are dumb enough to be like, yeah, hell yeah. Like, the very fact that these people talk to you in this manner should make you upset if you have any brain at all. The fact that they use, like, the type of language that they do, they know that you're a moron. That's not good. This lawyer tried to run this bullshit past Samantha Guthrie this morning, but she called him out repeatedly, unlike this guy. Yeah, DJ, that's why I like to watch, like, people. How many times in my comment section, specifically my latest comment section, do people say all I watch is CNN? How many times have you guys seen me watch CNN, and how many times have you seen me watch Fox News? I purposefully go to Fox News and watch Fox News all the time. But I get called out as being a liberal cuck that only watches CNN 24/7. But I watch more Fox News than I do CNN. I just want to point that out. I'm a little sensitive right now.
You're delaying an action in the Senate and the House for a couple hours. That's a 5-year prison sentence for delaying a proceeding?
He's not real.
I mean, anytime like Code Pink goes into a hearing and holds up crazy signs and blows whistles and slows things down, that's a 5-year prison sentence?
Did he say pinko? Did he say pinko? Is that not a communist term? Is it? He said pinko. My God, man. Hey, you guys remember that that lady that was in the news not too long ago on the airplane that was like, this dude is not a human being? You think she was talking about Jesse Waters? Do you think that was Jesse Waters? Because I'm not sure he's an actual human being.
Right. I mean, it's the results are absurd. And of course, the other thing is that you still have to show the existence of an actual conspiracy between Donald Trump and other folks who acted in furtherance of that. And I don't think that the government's going to be able to prove that, regardless of all of the word vomit that they put on their indictment. It's not going to be
word vomit on the indictment. This guy can't be real. He's not a real lawyer, right? Like, tell me this is like the guy that's on the 1-800 number commercials, right? Like, this is an ambulance chaser, right? That's not a real lawyer. Somebody tell me that this guy doesn't actually represent anybody of any importance in our country.
Be possible. They're not going to be able to carry their burden. If they succeed in getting a conviction in the district court, there is a 0% chance that this thing stands on appeal, particularly at the Supreme Court of the United States. There's already been a lot of questions raised by a very prominent conservative judge on the D.C. Circuit about two of the counts, the statute.
I can't even eat right now because this guy says so much dumb shit. I can't eat. Do you see how much this fucking guy is twitching? Look at his eye right now. This dude's right eye just is twitching the entire fucking time he's talking.
Underlying two of the counts that they're charging Donald Trump with. I think that people should pay attention to what the government is trying to do here. They should pay attention to the fact that this is a politically motivated prosecution, and they should be able to contact their legislatures and their senators and everyone else and ask them to hold the Department of Justice accountable.
All right, Gene, thanks so much.
Dude, how many Trump supporters are on the phone right now? How many of them are on the phone? This is like Giga Chad, Giga Karen time right now. There are so many Trump supporters that are on the phone with their local senator, local governor right now, just like talking about, this is an injustice. This is complete and utter bullshit. This is a witch hunt. Hold on, let me repeat like 10 more keywords that Donald Trump has taught me. Like, oh my fucking God. I feel bad for the people that work in these offices. Yeah, this is Tucker's replacement. Redonk. I never thought that I'd be like bring Tucker back, but I think at this point I'd rather have Tucker than Jesse Waters. Did you see Tucker Carlson's interview with Andrew Tate? Dude, speaking of Andrew Tate, he's fucked. Yeah, that dude, he definitely did that shit. There's so much coming out right now of him, like, I mean, full on transcripts of conversations where he's like telling people to do shit. And Tucker Carlson sat right in front of that dude and was like, you didn't really do it though, right? Like, it's crazy what they're doing to you. Like, you can't be any more of a sellout than to be somebody that literally is okay with human trafficking. Like, I can't fucking understand this. We live in such a crazy world. All right. So that's the Jesse Waters take on it. And that's the take that you're going to hear from a lot of people. You're going to hear a lot of people saying things along the lines of, it's a political witch hunt. It's just all the same old bullshit. It's like literally they're, like I said, what I say in that one video, they're like a fucking scratched Limp Bizkit CD. It's the same shitty verse over and over and over again. They can't even come up with new stuff, man. Like, at least make it fun for the rest of us. All right. Maybe it's two dudes beaching each other off. What's up, Lauren? Dude, the beach off. The beach off was real right there. That was the hardest beach off I've seen in like 2 weeks, dude. That was the best beach off, the biggest beach off, the most tremendous beach off. All right. So we're going to go back. I don't know how old is this one. This one's only 2 months old. So this is a Forbes video, so no one can accuse me of this or that. This is straight up out of Forbes. He did it. Don't do that to me, DJ. You say things like that to me, DJ, and it goes right into my dome. I'm gonna have Trump won and you know it, and he did it for the Nucky, just like fucking vying for the little bit of space that's left in my head. He did it for the Nookie and you know it.
Follow the president. Our team, our negative 48 team, follows the president.
That started fast.
Because we know the truth about what he's done, not only for our country, but the whole world, that they've kept from the world. And they're going to find out what this man has done, and all the arrows, and he's taken them all for us. He's taken all the...
Okay, she wasn't wrong. This is 2 months ago. She wasn't... Is that Roseanne Barr? There's a possibility that's Roseanne Barr. She's not wrong though. She said they're gonna find out all the things that this dude has done. She's prophetic. She called it 2 months ago. 2 months ago, she said we're gonna know all the things this dude has done. Holy shit! Look at this lady. This is like you're getting ready for the Eagles game right here, except for you're not going to watch like a sports event. This is like literally the entire like safety and a future of our country, and this is what we're doing. Wow.
hits for us, you know, and all the lies they've told on that man. So we're going to keep, you know, they said, would he still run if he was in jail? Guess what? We can still vote for our president if he's in jail. And guess
she's not wrong. So far, it's up to the courts to decide, because there's no precedent that's been set of a president being in prison and being voted for. So far, I think there's 3 people, including the Tiger King, this year running, that have ran for president from prison. So there is no precedent that says that if he is elected, that he can't do it from prison. And sweet Jesus, please, like, I will become religious. I'll go ahead and I'll throw this out there. If you listen, God, don't let this happen. If Donald Trump gets elected and he's in prison, I will pray nightly that the courts overturn that shit. Because the last thing we need is the president of the United States being in prison. Do you think the rest of the world already doesn't look at us like we're a bunch of fucking nutcases? I mean, look at this shit. Like, they don't already think we're all crazy as fuck? Like, we're already like the gun nuts. We're already like dressing up with fucking red, white, and blue like hair with fucking crazy. What does that say? Do you still trust these politicians? Is that what it says on her head? Oh, it's the hear no evil, see no evil thing. Like, this is already what the world sees about us. Can you imagine what the rest of the world is going to think about us if our president is literally a felon doing a prison term? We can't have that, guys.
That's what's going to happen. They throw him in jail, we're still going to vote for our president. Because these politicians are evil and corrupt. And they've been doing very evil and corrupt things for a very long time.
Obviously, Tucker Carlson has now left Fox. What are your thoughts on that?
Tucker Carlson's going to be more damaging to them outside of Fox because now there's no change. Tucker Carlson's taking...
I mean, she's probably not wrong, but I mean, that's a pretty high bar to set. He literally lost him like $1 billion. I think Tucker Carlson may have been able to do more damage to Fox News if he stayed. I think it's actually like for all of us, regardless of the fact that now Jesse Waters is in there, we all should have we should have all got on the phones and called our local legislatures and said that Tucker being fired from Fox News is a disservice because he's doing more damage to Fox News on Fox News than he could possibly do not being on Fox News. He literally lost them like $1 billion.
Into Twitter because the Twitter wants to claim that they're not a media publication, right? So Tucker Carlson's, his contract says he can't go to another media corporation, right? Well, guess what? Twitter stands by that they're not a media publication, right? That's why they get to silence us. 5 Twitter accounts they disabled of mine. 3 Facebook accounts. So I tried to do it right on the public square. They silenced my voice. You understand? Because they don't want you to know the truth. I know too much truth, but they don't want you to know it. So Tucker Carlson, they're going to regret it because now Tucker Carlson going to be doing his show on Twitter.
Hello and welcome back to Ion Iowa. I am here with...
I've missed this. This is what made my channel popular for like 5 minutes there. I've missed this. Now, I can't watch stuff like this over and over again. When I had that video go crazy, 200,000 views, whatever it was, I had to take a step back because it's just like, it's hard to watch this shit over and over again. I like to laugh. I like to have a good time. I still have a really good, positive outlook on America. I believe that we're capable of pulling ourselves out of the bullshit. I think that we're having a moment. We're having a moment, folks. And we need to get back to some sense of like logical thinking and intelligence. But I have missed this. I'm going to be honest with you. Watching these people just absolutely lose their mind and say the dumbest shit of all time. I don't know that you can get this anywhere else. I've never seen this in another country. Let's take a look at some comments. Trump supporters that are Raiders fan of politics. Redonk, you should know that. Don't you still like the Raiders? Is that a self-owned Redonk? She's ducking cute for a duck. Nathan, you might have a chance. You're not going to be able to hit her up on Twitter, though. She's lost all 5. She's on like, I bet you Elon's let her back on. You think Elon's let her back on? If she got banned while Elon was on, I mean, she was doing some bad stuff. If I wasn't married, I'd troll Trump rallies for crazy chicks. Dude, that's some hang on for the ride kind of stuff, dude. Tiger Dude would be a good match for her. That's not a bad call at all, Nathan. The American fascist hat. Lauren, world certainly has a poor opinion of us nowadays. I cannot deny that. Like I said, I have a very positive outlook on my own country because I think that we can do this. But the rest of the world, they're gonna have to hang on tight for us to come through this. This is gonna be a wild ride. It's a roller coaster of emotions. But I think if we come out of this, we come out of this stronger than we ever were before. I'm still optimistic, folks. Fun Halloween costume. Maybe I'll dress up as her for Halloween. Anything you guys might... Oh, no. Lauren Boebert is your. Oh no, I'm so sorry. That is like once again when we talk about the bottom of the barrel, when Bobo is your representative, it's like it's bad enough Marjorie. Oh, you tell me this because I've heard dissenting opinions on this. Do you think Bobo's worse, or do you think Marjorie Trailer Park Green is? Because I'm of the opinion that Bobo's actually dumber than MTG, but possibly less damaging than MTG. That's my personal opinion on that one. Election is coming, just hang in there. I don't know if the election's going to do much better. I'm going to give us a timetable of somewhere between 2 and 10 years. That's what I'm going for. Between 2 and 10 years before we kind of like get our shit back together. I think we look back at this time 10 years from now and we just go, holy shit, can you believe that happened? That's where I'm at with that one. Or the aliens, unless it's canceled for aliens. If aliens come down, folks, that could be that's either the saving grace or perhaps that's world domination. They've probably all seen District 9, and I'm going to be honest with you, we're probably going to get our ass handed to us for making that movie. Like, aliens are going to come down and see District 9, and they're just going to just, like, hand us our ass for that. So good to see I'm not alone, being unable to watch anything on Fox without screaming at the TV. Thanks for popping in, Pearly's Pigtails. Anytime you want to see me losing my shit watching Fox News, I'm here every Wednesday. Andrew Tate and Trump to the boot. Like, dude, Andrew Tate and Trump are the same person. I am sticking by this conspiracy theory. There is no way that two human beings exist that have the exact same playbook. No fucking way. The I've never seen her in my life playbook. The no way you can catch me on this by me tattling on myself 24/7 through text and emails and every other form of technological communication that you could possibly make. There's no way there's two people that fucking dumb. They have to be the same person. They have to. Oh, shit. We can't trade them for cat food? Or we can't trade them cat food. We might be able to trade Bobo for cat food to the aliens. What's happening, LB? There's a chance that we could give them like our world's dumbest. I'm just saying if the aliens come down, we immediately try to trade them Trump, Bobo, MTG, George Santos, Tucker Carlson. We herd them to the front, and we try to make a trade immediately. Because I think if we do that, we might be able to gain some semblance of sanity back from the aliens, and they might let us keep our guns. That's all I'm saying. That's the only chance we have, guys.
Max, correct?
Yes.
And you are 15. You're here at the Trump rally here in Des Moines, but you're not originally from Des Moines. You are from Kansas City, right?
Yes.
So you drove all the way, what, 3-ish hours, 4-ish
Yes.
hours to get here. What made...
Guys, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to watch this one. Like, I love the youth, man. I love kids. I don't know if I can watch this part. Like, is this kid about to do some bad stuff, man? Is he about to say some dumb shit? God damn it, man. This one's going to hurt my feelings.
Did you want to
I'm
come
going to
and see
eat my
Trump
food
today?
right now.
I just wanted to see our president just come and show off what he's made to do in America. I believe he's here for a real reason, and I think it's my I should come here to support my president because that's the least I could do as a person that's going to be a voter, as a supporter of his. I feel like it should be my duty to do whatever it is to support him.
Yeah, and I mean, you're 3 years away from voting. What issues do you feel are most important to you?
I believe that the gender ideology at my school is a very big, scary thing as I'm in school. I also think the economy, with me getting a car next year.
Okay, tell me your dad told you to say all these things without telling me your dad told you to say all these things. Gender ideology is scary. I have multiple people that work for me that are non-binary. I have multiple people that choose they, them pronouns. You know what kind of impact it has on my workplace? None. Zero. Nada. In fact, they're some of my best workers. No offense to everybody else. Gender ideology is the scariest thing. Hold on. What about fucking school shootings? God damn it, I shouldn't have watched this. This is going to hurt. Gender ideology is the thing that you're most afraid of when there are literal mass shootings at schools. This is fucking crazy.
I'll be paying gas prices now, and I know my parents are struggling economically right now. And I just think the economy is going to be better when Trump is back in office. And then, and then
Dude, little bro is concerned about gas prices already. He doesn't even have a permit. Oh my God.
just thinking about the verge of us being on World War III just scares me. And I just think he could cure our country, because our country's in a bad place right now.
What do you think when you say World War III? Do you mind elaborating on that a little bit?
Yeah, so I think the stuff that's going on in Russia, Ukraine, I think when we're supporting a country that is known to be corrupt in the past, and they're going against a nuclear power country, as we are a nuclear power country, and we are this close to a nuclear war right now.
Okay, I'm going to give him that one. That's solid. Nuclear weapons, that's an issue, okay? I'm going to give him that one. I feel really bad for him also because I'm kind of clowning him. He's worried about the price of a car. That's fair. I don't know. The price of cars is actually coming back down. Coming back down, redonk. Price of cars are actually... Dude, you can get you... Did you know? Haha. Way to move out of California. You can get you a Tesla right now in California for like $15K with all the rebates and stuff. I'm about to get out a car payment, okay? And I'm about to go right back in. Right back in. Because if I get me a Tesla for $15K, dude, I'm fucking all over that. Dude, you're going to pass on a Tesla? Why are you passing on a Tesla? Dude, you better not say that on the internets. You're going to get in trouble. Elon's going to find out.
And it would not have happened under Trump.
And so you talked a little bit about the economy. You're 3 years away from possibly going to college or a trade school or just going into the workforce. What scares you about our economy?
It scares me about just everything. Inflation, just everything. I mean, the country is in such a bad place and no one wants to work right now. And it's...
Inflation has been cut by 40% in the last 3 months. So this is like 2 months ago this is done. So this is like my problem with all the like the fear mongering, right? It's like, I feel like the Conservative Party right now lives in like the moment, right? Like whatever is bad at that time is the thing they're most concerned about. And that does make sense because they really want to they want to activate their voter base, right? So they're trying to pull people like out of the seats and get them out to vote and stuff like that. So they feel like the best way to do it is to just like instill this like extreme sense of fear that everything about what's happening at the moment is the most important thing ever, because if you don't do something about it now, it's going to just be that way forever. And the craziness is, at over 40 years old now, the amount of different changes that have happened over the last 20 years of my life, you start to recognize that things go this way, then things go that way, things go this way, things go that way. But overall, it tends to like balance itself out. That's why I still think that there's a lot of optimism on my part about the American society as a whole and culture. It's really unfortunate to do this to young people, to say to young people, you should be super scared about your future. Like that's like such a bad thing to do to a young person when they already have so much on their plate when it comes to like getting through school, attempting to enter the workplace, apparently finding a used car. They don't need all this extra stuff, man. As adults, it's our job to provide our youth with an experience when they're younger that they can like look back on in a positive way, not look back on in like, I lived in fear my entire like teenage years. Like that's a failing on adults' part. And I'm actually like, I'm pretty upset with adults for putting young people in this place. That's crazy. That should never be that way. Kids deserve to have childhoods.
It's just, we're not in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Now, let's say Trump does not become the nominee for the GOP. There are a lot of other GOP candidates up right now, and there is the possibility of Governor Ron DeSantis.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
Okay, so I like Ron DeSantis as a governor, but I understand why Trump is not liking him right now. I believe they had an alliance, and Ron DeSantis is starting to break that alliance and their friendship, because Trump endorsed DeSantis, and DeSantis would not have had any opportunity of winning that election in Florida. So I believe he's a little sneaky because he broke that alliance, and I don't trust.
Dude, if there's one thing you can say about DeSantis, it's that he's not very sneaky. All right? That dude has, like, flubbed, like, just by, like, saying the dumbest shit, trying the dumbest shit. This is a man who tried to fight Disney. Like, one of the biggest employers in his state, and is currently just being held over, like, the proverbial barrel by Mickey Mouse right now. Like, Goofy is giving it to him from one end, while Donald just gives it the other end. Like, sneaky? I don't know if he's sneaky. He doesn't seem real smart, though.
Trust him.
Okay, final question.
Sneaky
Let's just
meatball
say that,
burgers.
he doesn't get the GOP nomination, but there are other people up for it. Who would you endorse besides Donald Trump?
Yeah, I think I would go with DeSantis. Like I said, I still think that he's a little shady, but I still do think he's
Dude, that should be the slogan for the Republican Party right now. I do think he's a little shady, but he's still the best man for the job.
doing a great job in Florida. Florida is doing a lot better right now, but keep an eye out for him, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Max.
Thank you.
Hello and welcome back to ION.
Fuck, I feel bad. I'm sorry. I tell people all the time, I'm like, don't have to go after the children, man. Leave the kids alone. Like, I don't know, man. Their brain's still forming. The prefrontal cortex doesn't even fully, like, evolve until you're, like, 25, 26 years old. And that's your decision-making, like, that's, like, the center for your decision-making. Let's not go in on the children. Let's hope that kid, hopefully by 26, can figure some shit out. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm just noticing my ADD's kicking in. That's an American flag tractor. With is that 316 on the tractor?
On Iowa. My name is Sarah. I'm a reporter here with Forbes, and today I am here with some unique drivers. Can you tell us your names?
My name is Gary Leffler. I'm from West Des Moines, Iowa.
Merle Miller, Kelowna, Iowa.
Dog. Merle. How many people are named Merle nowadays? That's up there with, like, Edith, right? Like, that's an old school name right there. Mickey Mouse has $1,000 an hour lawyers. You know it, LB. Shit, I'd be considering more like $2,000 an hour. DeSantis doesn't know short guys can't be president. Dude, is he Tom Cruise? Is he Tom Cruise height? Indoctrination? Yeah, 100% LB. This is why, like, it's fucking insane to let your kids go to this kind of stuff or to make your kids go to this stuff. Like, I don't try to indoctrinate my kids. I want my kids to have decisions when it comes to religion made with their own decision making. I want my kids to have decisions when it comes to politics made with their own decision making. And then I want to be able to express my opinion to them in a way that hopefully, they can hear my point of view. And that's what I want for my kids. I treat my kids like adults. I treat them I don't treat them. I speak to them like adults. And I hope that in some way helps my kids to be able to logically think their way through things. Because I'll be honest with you, I know I'm not right about everything. And I don't want my kids to ever grow up in a manner where they believe something because I'm the person who really kind of instilled it in them, and then they later find out that it was full of shit and it was detrimental to their life. So obviously I influence my children. I hope I do it in a way that is responsible. He's wearing Jesus is my sword. Jesus is my sword. What is that? Hipster parents bring Merle back. Merle. First mention, I hope this poor wee laddie doesn't find out the hard way that his big hat and faith of Trump won't save him from the next school shooter. Exactly, Pearly. Exactly. Oh, man. Sometimes it just drives me back to the sad.
Corville.
All right. Well, you obviously brought out quite the beast today. What were you hoping to see today with Trump?
Well, we want to see, Trump obviously right now is the front runner in the state of Iowa. And we wanted to see him come out strong and claim that mantle and to continue to...
Dude, tell me he's not a car salesman. That dude's got to be. Look at the way he's smiling. Like that is this man. He's either a politician or a car salesman. I'm not even saying that in a bad way. So don't anybody think I'm just insulting the man. I'm just saying he looks like one.
Promote the policies that he had that made America great. We need those policies back.
Okay, and these two people in the back, these are the type of people that put raisins in their potato salad. Okay, that's what's happening right here, because it's spicy. Got to tone down that spice.
You look at what's happening on the border even right now today. End of 42.
Crazy.
It's just crazy. Thousands of people coming across the border and they got no idea who they are.
Okay, well, let's transfer a little bit to what's going on with Ukraine and Russia right now. Obviously, Donald Trump was not in office when the war started, but what do you expect to see from him if he were to be voted back?
I completely believe him when he says that if he was reelected, the war would be over in one day.
Yes.
I 100% believe
100%.
that.
Not even like 97, not even like 96. You guys don't want to hedge your bets on that one. I keep wondering if the reason that Donald Trump came out and said that the war would be over day one when he becomes the president, if he's just looking for a window of time. He's like his political advisors have said, like, you know, if you get elected a year from now, the Ukraine war will be over. So just start telling people that on day one of your presidency that it'll be over. And then he's like, boom, fucking told you. Raisins and potato salad. I'm telling you, somebody does it. Somebody does that shit. Not me. Not me. I put bacon in my potato salad, though. I love some bacon and some dill pickles. My mom's from Texas.
Go back to this. Right now, my son is currently deployed to Poland. He's been there. He's missed nearly a year from his 3 young daughters and his wife. He'll miss Father's Day because he's state.
My guy, my entire family is military. That's literally what you sign up for. Now, I wouldn't want to be in Poland because poor Poland gets invaded every fucking time anything happens. Shout out my boy Sharon, who's from Poland. Also, Gratz, this girl is pregnant. But, dude, you can't be mad that your son's in the military and is over there right now. I mean, that's literally what he signed up for. Like, I'm anti-war, even though, like, my whole family is military, right? Like, I'm anti-war, but, like, if you sign up for the military, you can't be mad that, like, when there's an engagement that you have to be somewhere else. Like, even when there's not war, you get put in places like Poland.
Stationed over there right now. I ask every military person this question. If Donald Trump would have been reelected, would the war between Russia and Ukraine ever happen? And every one of them say it would have never happened.
Nope.
Yeah, no. The people that you hang around, the people that are like-minded and live in your echo chamber said the same exact thing as you? No fucking way, man. That is crazy.
Nope. They saw a weak president, and they decided to take action when we had a weak president. Wouldn't have happened with Trump.
All right, I'll play a little bit of devil's advocate here. Trump has also talked about his relationship with Vladimir Putin. How do you think that would change in his new campaign if that were true?
When you go back in time a little bit, a lot of people fail to understand this.
Okay.
When oil was $21 a barrel when he left office, he was basically, and a lot of people don't talk about this, but he was bankrupting Russia. He was bankrupting Iran. They would have never went forward with the invasion. They would have never, Iran would.
Is that true? I don't know enough about this one. Somebody help me out if that is true or not. I don't know about that. Senator Tuberville is a traitor to the military. Senator Tuberville is an asshole, dude. Like, I can't even get started on that guy. He's the type of dude that, once again, you tell me that Tommy Tuberville says shit, and I'm like, no way. And then I look it up, and I'm like, fuck, he said that? And it's not even out of context? He's a moron.
Would have never went forward with their nuclear program. He was bankrupting them. It's not talked about.
Hold on, he's saying that Iran wouldn't have gone forward with their nuclear program isn't he the one that literally took the deal off the table to stop Iran from their nuclear program? Weren't we, like, literally in the middle of a deal with Iran that was going to stop them from their continuing their nuclear program, and then Donald Trump pulled us out of it? Am I wrong about that? I'm pretty fucking sure that's what happened.
But that's what was happening. Those countries were going bankrupt. All of a sudden, the oil went to 120. Now it's right around 75 or 80. Right now, the reality is this: Europe
Wait, and didn't COVID have something to do with the oil thing? God damn it. I should know more about this. I had oil stocks during this whole time. I got the fucking cheapest oil stocks, and then they went through the roof, and I should have hung on to them. I took my money and ran. I'm pretty sure COVID had something to do with all of that. Export and imports. God damn it. I wish I could fucking bring all this up right now. I need more caffeine.
And us paying that price for oil, we're funding the Russians. We're funding Iran in doing their programs because of the price of oil.
Sleepy Joe doesn't even know what the heck's going on. I mean, he wakes up out of bed and doesn't know what's going on. I mean, seriously.
This is my problem with their arguments, too. It's like, that's not an argument. That's not an argument, dude. God damn it.
You can't put a coherent sentence together. Is that
Yeah,
the
Redonk
way we
knows.
wanted the free world? I don't think so.
And
Well-
what did Trump say at the town hall when they asked him that question? Drill, baby, drill. That was the right.
Oh, hell yeah. Dude, these people love keywords. They're just like, he said some nonsensical shit, and I was like, fuck yeah. Bring it.
Now, we know that Donald Trump obviously won the state of Iowa in 16 and in 20, but if we have Biden up on the Democrat side, and let's say, we're going to have a GOP candidate on the other side, what does Trump need to do this election if we're going to face another Trump-Biden face-off?
I think that's a no-brainer. I mean, if you see Joe Biden on stage, have you heard him talk lately?
Okay, buddy. But he literally lost the last... Okay, these are people that don't believe he lost. Okay, so let me fucking reformat that argument. Okay, so this guy clearly believes that the election was rigged. So there's no way he believes that Joe Biden actually beat him in those debates. I got nothing for that. I got zero for that. Joe Biden beat him in the debates, and that's why he's the president today. Like, it's just fucking ridiculous to sit here and go, well, he's just going to kick his ass. Are you kidding me? How do you not know that? Well, I don't know. Fucking history?
A 5-year-old could talk better than this buffoon that we have in office. I'm dead serious. I don't say that the office, I respect the office. I do not.
No, you don't, though. No, you don't. No, you can't say... That's like saying no offense. When somebody's like talking to a black person, they're like, no offense, but a lot of black people steal. You're like, the fuck, man? God damn it.
I respect the guy that's in the office right now because he's a buffoon. He
And
literally can't put a coherent sentence together.
I would even say this. Every mom knows when they go to the grocery store, they're paying 2 and 3 times. Me and my wife, we go to the grocery store.
Exactly, Nathan. I'm not a racist, but... And his love letter attached. Oh, you know it, aces. 100% aces. There would have been a Trump Tower right down in the middle of the plaza, like day 2. Day 1, war's over. Day 2, Trump Tower. That's what it would have fucking had. It would have been the Trump Kremlin. It's Brondo. It's what plants crave. Holy shit. What up, fatty? Oh, shit. Trump uses the same 10 words in every freaking tweet. Exactly, aces. And he knows his fucking basis. He knows that these people love those 10 words. I literally made a video about it where he just says the same keywords over and over and over and over and over again. And I made like 2.5-minute clips, and that was because I just couldn't fucking do it. I couldn't sit there for another 2 hours listening to him talk and picking out every keyword he used. I still made 2.5, 3-minute long clips of him using one word over and over and over and over and over again. And these people just can't get it. They can't get it. It's fucking insane.
We go to the grocery store and I'm like, are you kidding me? $100 and we got 2 bags of groceries.
Sorry,
Every
go.
mom that's out there knows what's really going on. So the old adage is Trump couldn't get the woman vote. I think that's changing. His moms have gone out and they've gone to the grocery.
This dipshit, okay, I get to talk to this one because professionally, I work in the grocery industry, okay? So when you say things like, moms know this, moms know that, yeah, everybody knows that inflation has happened. And you don't have to go in the grocery store to understand that. The price of groceries have gone up. I believe 8% or 10% over the past, it was the past year. But in the last 2 to 3 months, actually, inflation has decreased by about 40% overall. So we're sitting somewhere at like 6% or maybe even a little bit lower than that. And the prices of groceries have not just stabilized, but they've actually decreased. So over the next year, if we get to a point where Biden is running against Trump and inflation continues to decrease and groceries continue to go down, what do you think the moms will think then, bro? Do you think eggs went to the price that they did because of inflation? Because if you do, you're wrong. It's because of the avian flu. That's why the price of eggs went up. It had nothing to do with Joe Biden, no matter what fucking idiots out there tell you that. It had zero to do with Joe Biden, everything to do with an avian flu that was more contractable and more scary than any avian flu ever. And if you really want to get deep on a conversation about viruses and what happens when they mutate, we can start talking about the fact that COVID is still around. And if you remember right, the first time the avian flu was bad, it was when it first came out. Well, the worst that it's been was last year. Okay? So when people think that like COVID's gone and it's done and it didn't exist, all that shit, there's a potential that one day COVID comes back around just like the avian flu, is more deadly than it ever has been before and more contractable. These are the people that we can't have in charge of our country when that happens.
Grocery store, they
Well,
said,
look at the safety. Look at the
we're-
border. Look at the safety of their kids. Look at what's happening in
Yeah.
school. I don't think any of that stuff would be happening if Trump was in the office.
Yeah.
I really don't. I mean, look at all the violence that's going on because of the drug dealers and thieves and all kinds of
fentanyl, the
hooligans
fentanyl crisis we have
fentanyl
right now.
people-
Okay, how about Oxycontin? Do we, like, this is like what drives me nuts about the fentanyl thing. It's like, for sure, I 100% agree that shit like fentanyl needs to be taken care of. I do agree with that. But acting like this is some kind of new thing, like there wasn't crime, there wasn't fucking Oxycontin, there wasn't like, how many other times in the history of the United States have these exact things played out? Acting like just Joe Biden, because Trump wasn't in there as Joe Biden. Like, no. There was a literal pandemic while Donald Trump was president. Millions of people died. But I'm not sitting here blaming everything on Donald Trump. In fact, I've even given Donald Trump credit for Operation Warp Speed. Like, that's the difference between the people out there that are capable of logically thinking about the situation and saying, this is what's happening, but there's these reasons for these things happening, and the people that are just like, this is my dude, and there's no fucking way that anything could possibly happen unless he's in charge. He's not Jesus. He's not Superman. He's not even a fifth grader. God damn it. This is what drives me nuts. You couldn't have picked somebody better? You couldn't have picked, like, if they would have gotten behind, like, fucking Morgan Freeman, if they could have gotten behind, like, James Earl Jones, they could have picked, like, they could have picked King Griffey Jr., Aaron Rodgers. I would have given them more credit. Donald Trump is not the dude that you should be getting behind on this level. Pick somebody better.
Coming
America?
across the border, I mean, it's sick.
Yeah.
There's no other country in the world that lets people in like this guy's letting in right now.
Now, I just have to ask,
He
because
doesn't deserve to be called the president. It's this guy.
let's say that, you know, the primaries come around and Donald Trump does not get the GOP nomination. Is there any other GOP candidates that you would support?
Well, we're going to support the GOP because the Democrat Party left America a long time ago. I'm going to support the GOP, whoever it is. I don't care who it is.
I'll tell you what, if Trump's not the nominee, you're living in fantasy world.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah.
I mean, he just is.
The scary thing about that is he's not wrong. Like, all the people that, like, oh, it's going to be DeSantis, you have no idea. I do not think that the Republican Party has it together right now. I believe the Republican Party is so splintered right now. And unfortunately, a large portion of them was so triggered by Barack Obama's, like, presidency, so triggered by any type of progressive ideology at all right now, that I think that I don't think he's wrong. I think that they see Donald Trump as being the anti-Obama. I truly do think that. And that's incredibly sad, because it shouldn't be a case of we got to get back at the Democrats. That's not what America is supposed to be about. It shouldn't be we should get back at the Republicans. America, we should be picking the person that's the best person to run the country. It's insane that we have this like idea in our heads that I'm going to vote for somebody no matter what just because they're part of my party. I don't like that. I want the best person to run the country.
Is going to be the nominee.
What do you think of Ron DeSantis? That's kind of the other person that is in talks right now.
I'm going to take this one. I can tell you one thing. Ron DeSantis has done a very, very good job in Florida. I think he's a very good governor in Florida. When we have the Bush team and George Soros supporting him, that's red flags for me all over the place.
Hold on. Okay, so George Soros is supporting DeSantis. I don't even know if that's true, first of all. Fuck. Why can't I believe anything these people ever say? I don't even know that that's true. Doesn't that fuck off the conspiracy theory, though? If George Soros is funding a Republican governor in probably the most Republican state doing the most Republican things, doesn't that fuck off the whole, like, conspiracy that George Soros is some kind of, like, communist, liberal, progressive, transgender supporting, like, how do these people do this? How do they make this all right in their heads? I can't even begin. Like, holy shit.
That's red flags for me all over the place. Does that mean he's a bad guy? No, not necessarily. But we'll wait and see.
Hold on. Merle! The dude with the name from the 20s. You just said that George Soros supported him, and therefore you can't support him, and then you just said that he is not a good person. Or that he is a good person. Fuck, I'm confused. You said he was a good person. Do these people even hear the shit that comes out of their mouth? Because if he, like, even thinks about what he just said for, like, 2 seconds, there's some direct contradictions there. So what this guy is literally saying is if DeSantis, who he believes is supported by George Soros, I don't know if that's true or not, but he believes is supported by George Soros, who he thinks is the boogeyman, is then nominated by the Republicans, then he will vote for a candidate that's supported by George Soros. Does anybody else see how fucking nuts that is? Holy shit. Okay, that's it. We're done. We're done. Oh, guys. There's a lot of you in here tonight. I like that. I love seeing you guys here. I'm happy you guys are here for me with this one. This one I knew this one was going to be fun because we're getting back to the old school shit. We're going back to the fun stuff, the stuff that originally got us together. This is like we're going back to when we first met. This is like first date kind of shit, guys. This is back when I watched the Klepper videos and we'd all laugh together. So I'm happy to see you guys again. They say anything. Yep. Follow on TikTok has some things that we have to address with this bullshit. They are enabling criminals. I mean, I hate to fucking agree with you on that one, Aces, but you're fucking right. Like, I want to believe good things about Americans regardless of who they are, but if you can look at Donald Trump with 75 indictments, he's obviously done some criminal shit, and if you support that, then you're supporting a criminal. That's just logical. Holy shit. Take these people as embarrassing me. I'm sorry, Go. I know I'm trying not to fuck up. I don't have anything against Iowans. Like I said, I love Americans, dude. I love America and I love Americans, okay? And I want to see all of them do good. In a perfect world, regardless of your political ideology, regardless of your gender, your age, your race, your sexuality, I want to see every one of you motherfuckers succeed. I want to see everybody doing good. I want to see, like, the happiest, best society that leads by example for the entire world. I want people to look at America and go, yeah, that's what we want to be. That's what I want. But god damn it, man, you got to do your part. You can't do crazy shit like this and support crazy fucking people and then you get mad when the rest of the world looks at us like we're fucking nuts. We are. Once again, I'm using we in the royal sense. Although I am going a little crazy right now. Yeah, mental gymnastics, Pearly. Mental gymnastics, man. Oh my god. Okay, all right. I only thing I've heard about the Hunter Biden thing, like I haven't been able to get there yet. I want to watch that too because, like I said, if Hunter Biden did some shit, then I want to know about it. But from what I heard, what's up, Mikey? Good day from Australia. Hell yeah. From what I heard, the dude that they had that there was their star witness came in and just didn't say shit. In fact, said the opposite. I heard this from a Republican. I didn't. Once again, everybody accuses me of watching CNN. I never watch CNN. You guys have seen me watch Fox News a million times. I watch CNN maybe every once in a while. We're gonna watch CNN video, just so I can just be a fucking liar here for 5 seconds. Yeah, I saw a Republican senator say that the witness said nothing. The other one, the dude that supposedly knew all this crazy shit about Biden and his business dealings, was a criminal that was on the run from the FBI for the last 3 years, and he's completely disappeared. I know everybody's going to say, Hillary killed him. Dude, we should watch that Anthony Weiner video one day with PBD. I could not believe that. PBD, whichever one of you told me I should watch PBD videos. You guys, I don't know if you're trolling me or not, but that dude, he should not talk about politics. I do have to say this. I finally found one Patrick Bet-David video that I did like, and he simped so hard for Chris Cuomo that I had to at least be like, well, at least he isn't being an idiot here. But the one with Anthony Weiner was out of control. PBD literally goes in on the Hillary Clinton kills everybody conspiracy theory. And as much as I like to make jokes about all that shit, it's just crazy. It's crazy town. Anyways, my ADD is taking me off in another direction. All right. Let's do this one. I keep trying to get to that Foggiata blow video and watching that, but it's been hard. It's a 46-minute video. We might have to just like put that on a whole nother live stream. That one looks good though. That one looks crazy. Support democracy and would let people live and be happy and live their own lives. Aces, I can't tell you how fucking awesome of an ideology that is. That's where we should be. Every time they put pressure on Biden, Trump gets indicted. I'm not going to say that that's not true. But I'm going to say this. Between the amount of shit people bring up on Biden and the amount of times that Trump gets indicted, I don't know. It's hard for him not to parallel. And as I pointed this out before, and this is something I want to continue to point out, is that if these were trumped up charges, pun intended, okay, I'd 100% be with a lot of people on this. But the problem with this is that no one takes these types of cases to court without they have a 97% chance of winning these. If they were just like doing this just to take pressure off Biden, either they held these fucking these in the pocket, like they knew that they could take them and then they've just been holding them in the pocket, or it's just bullshit. Like, no. I think that Donald Trump fucked up, and he fucked up big. Just like I said about fucking Andrew Tate. Both of them incriminated themselves over and over again, and anybody that's upset with the justice system for taking either one of these people to fucking trial, like, doesn't understand. And is practically fucking insane. Watch the witnesses' expressions of Marginal holding up the picture. Oh yeah. Oh, Margie. Oh dude, when she holds up, is that where she holds up the dick pic? Dude, we should watch that. Yeah. Also, yeah, Hunter Biden is not a politician. Hunter Biden is not running for president. If we're all gonna be held accountable for what our kids do, fuck, man. I don't know. Was it huge? It was a big blur. It's like that Dave Chappelle. Remember the Dave Chappelle where it was like the big old censor? Or no, it wasn't Dave Chappelle. That was Borat. Borat when he's wrestling with the other dude and he's got the big old black censor. Remember that shit? Oh god, that was fucking hilarious. Mikey, I 100% did. We are the biggest soap opera right now. We are insane right now. Holy fuck. Okay. All right. Got to get my shit together. I love it, though, guys. I love it.
Donald Trump is the president of the 1776 president.
So the 13 colonies?
76.
Would that be the 13 colonies?
Yes, that's what it's going back to. Obama is...
Hold on. There's so many avenues to go down there with that. That's such a fucking great comment. So Donald Trump currently still slaves right now, huh? Women's vote not happening. Women's rights not big. Dude, she definitely got that whiskey voice. Holy shit. Oh my god. Aliens are never gonna talk to us. They're never gonna talk to us. Oh fuck, we should have watched the alien stuff. We'll watch that at some point too. I want to get into that too, guys. I guess I need to live stream more often. I need to quit my job. Buy me that half yacht, guys. I'll live on the water. I'll live stream every day.
Playing Sleepy Joe Biden in a mask. George Woods, the actor, is playing Sleepy Joe, trying to wake people up by pretending to spend all this money in Ukraine that he signs and he's signing a blank paper.
There is so much to unpack. First of all, who is George Woods? Does she mean James Woods? I love that people have made up this conspiracy theory that James Woods is playing Joe Biden because James Woods hates Joe Biden. It's like kind of amazing, actually. It's like they're trolling James Woods unintentionally. Okay, and then she said, okay, so she's saying Joe Biden is playing Obama, but also James Woods. Okay, wait, no, sorry. Obama is playing Joe Biden, but also James Woods is playing Joe Biden. So are they like taking turns playing Joe Biden? And hold on, I thought everybody was mad that we were sending money to Ukraine. Don't we keep exaggerating how much money is being sent to Ukraine? Don't people keep saying things like we're sending $130 billion to Ukraine when we've only sent like 8 or like 13 billion, or maybe it was 30, but it's not 130. So I thought they were mad about the Ukraine money. So he's not sending the money to Ukraine. He's signing a blank piece of paper. Wow. Oh,
Are Tupac still alive?
Yep.
Where's he?
Jackson is still alive.
Where are they?
And there with Trump.
okay, I'm taking issue with this one. You gonna bring Tupac into this? That's my fucking favorite dude right there. That's the all-time greatest. You telling me that Tupac's alive and he ain't put out no new shit? You ain't got no fucking features with Eminem? He ain't stepped out there with Lucas Joyner? We've been deprived of this? Now I'm mad.
Well, they're in the, and we're out here. Damn it! I would have loved to have seen Tupac.
I'll show you a picture.
I don't believe in the climate.
Even after seeing like the hurricanes and the floods and the erosion.
Okay, she doesn't believe in the climate? Does she mean climate change? Or just the climate in general?
Well, have you heard of HARP? Where they can control our weather? So
you think our weather's being...
Okay, hold on. We have to stop because I just saw something in the comments and I cannot accept this. Did you just say, Redonk? Redonk, you better fucking repent. Did you just say that Tupac came back as Pitbull? Sir, I will take away your moderation privileges. I will take away the wrench and you will no longer have moderation. You better repent, my friend. Disavow. Fucking Pitbull. Dude. Oh my God.
Control.
Oh yeah.
I do. Oh, yeah.
Biden is just a puppet. He's being manipulated from the top.
By whom? He's the top, though, right?
Deep state. He's not the top. He's just a puppet.
Tell me about the deep state a little bit. So who would that be?
An unknown faction of people that are this New World Order. You know, that's what it is. They're trying to get the whole world into a reset to their demands. You know,
and where are these? Are these people in America or are they in other countries?
It could be anywhere. They're rich. I mean, I don't mean the rich per se, but the deep state.
God damn it!
We don't even know who they are. I mean,
but you're convinced that they exist.
How are we supposed to take any of these people seriously? I just don't understand.
Yes, I am.
Are you a subscriber to QAnon?
Holy shit! Look at the buttons. Oh my God! That is like it's like a Trump necklace. Is that like a pearl necklace? A Trump pearl necklace, dude. Holy shit! That's amazing. How do these people have so much gear? I saw something the other day. It said, like, I don't own a Biden flag. I don't own a Biden bumper sticker. I don't own a Biden pin. I don't own, like, a Biden sweatshirt. Like, Donald Trump is, like even on the Republican side, there's no, like, do people wear Pence sweatshirts? Do people have, like, Mike Pence buttons? I mean, maybe buttons. Okay, I'll give them that. Buttons, probably not that bad. But that many buttons. There's a line, okay, of how many buttons you're allowed to have. Let's determine that right now. Chat. How many buttons before you become a cult? I'm going one button. I'm saying you can have a button of the one person that you like. That's it. Any more than one button on your sweatshirt is too many. What was it? How much flair do you have? These people have too much flair. That is cult. I'm going with that. Yeah, unfortunately, Tupac is dead, Lauren. At least 15 pieces of flair, Mikey. At least 15 pieces of flair. Oh, my God.
So there are theories about this stuff, too?
This shit should be a joke. Why has no one made this into a comedy series? Why is this not a sitcom?
Yes,
And do you think they're going to be a factor in the 2024 election?
absolutely.
What makes you say that? Like, how do you have that inkling now, 2 years ahead?
Well,
Is she high?
the drops tell us everything, and it's all playing out publicly. Just Donald Trump endorsing it, and it's pretty much out there. So he's trying to wake up the world.
Q is.
Q is.
Yeah.
Oh.
What about JFK Jr.?
Yeah, he's alive.
Is he?
Yeah,
Where is he?
he's around.
Oh,
You know where
shit,
he
that's
is, then?
creepy.
He's everywhere.
He's everywhere. All right.
He's everywhere.
All right. Because
Yes.
what makes you think that, though? Like, somebody being so famous.
Dude, this lady is high as fuck. Holy shit. Oh my God. This lady is amazing. WrestleMania versus the Harlem Globetrotters versus Two Live Crew versus the County Fair Hypno-Mentalists versus Soulless Gingers versus the GED graduating class of teen pregnancy versus the Dukes of Hazzard versus Oxy. Hell yeah. That's what I'm with, Fetty, right there. Holy fuck. This is... Dude, I told you before, Redonk, if you want to do some shrooms and go to a Trump rally, I am fucking down. Like, we can do that. We can make this happen. All right? Mikey! Mikey Decrepit, you are back in the building, sir. Man, I was worried about you, bro. With all the fires and stuff. When you last came on, you talked to me about the fires, and I was like, yeah, we know what it's like in Northern California. And then I didn't talk to you for a while, and I started reading about the Canadian fires, and they're like 11 million acres. And I'm like, holy shit, Mikey. Man, I hope you're doing all right, bud. Like, holy shit, that was crazy. I'm guessing the fires are still raging out there. But, dude, that was insane.
Famous and so well known and, with family. What makes you think that he's alive if nobody's seen him?
Gematria?
I got to look that one up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I play a lot of trivia. That's one I don't know, so I'll look at Gematria.
That's the calculator. That's where they put in a set of numbers, and then it spits out letters, and then they use the letters as acronyms for things that are happening. That's where it's at. You can look it up. Gematria, I think that's how she said gematria. There's like a calculator. Careful, you'll probably get put on a list. Holy shit. How many NFTs do you think she bought? Oh, all the NFTs, aces. This woman has the full Trump collection. I guarantee it. You got that many pins, you definitely have the full Trump NFT collection, okay? Southwestern Ontario, we just got a lot of smoke here. Oh, good, Mikey. All right. Man, I was worried about you. That was crazy. All right. Thanks, Mikey. I always appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I'll check out Gematria then. All right.
JFK Jr. is the 19th president of the Republic of America.
Rutherford Hayes was the 19th president.
It went back to 1776 when the military took over.
Right, but Rutherford Hayes won in 1876,
No,
100 years later, and he was the president.
That's not the same thing as the common law of 1776.
Joe Biden, as president, is...
Donald Trump is the commander-in-chief right now. Military is in control. What's it called? Common law went back to the military because they stole the election.
Holy shit.
Mastriano is a good choice, I believe.
Oh, hold on.
Does it bother?
Oh, we can't go to this one yet. We have too many videos. I want to go to this one first. Woo! I don't even. Okay, we're gonna go up here. I gotta scroll back. Where were you at here? You were up here. This is what you wanted me to watch, huh? All right, Redonk. I gotta play you off screen, of course, so that way I don't. That way I don't. Okay. Oh yeah, we did watch this. We're gonna watch it again. All right, you guys ready for a cleanser? Because you know how we do it. Gotta have a cleanser. This time it was this is from our good friend Redonk. Redonk brought us a cleanser. We gotta have a cleanser. I mean, tonight we don't have to have the cleansers so much because it's mostly just fucking hilarious shit. But here we go, boys. Yeah.
Love is my dream. I love you. I love you. That's it. You're Tupac. You're Tupac, love. Hey. You're Tupac, love. That's myself. That's myself. Hey. Let's get it.
Oh shit! All right, you've redeemed yourself. You don't need to disavow Redonk. You get to keep them. You get to keep the moderator status. I understand now. I thought you were saying Pitbull, like fucking in Miami with Kesha. Okay, I thought that was some heretical shit to say. Is that even a word? Heretical? I thought you were trying to say it was like fucking Timber, dude, or some shit like that. But okay, all right. Yeah, I forgot. He did come back as a Pitbull. You are correct. All right. This shit was amazing. This shit was amazing. All right. I gotta stop yelling on the microphone. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I get excited. I'm very excited tonight. It's been a good one. All right, so here we go. This Trump supporter says something unbelievable on camera. Hairy tit testicle. Exactly, Mikey. I got a couple Mikeys in chat. I like that. If it's unbelievable, I don't know that this guy can say something unbelievable. I don't think that we've set the bar pretty goddamn high tonight, folks. We have set it very high. Chances of this dude saying something unbelievable, less than 50%. That's where I'm going with this.
There's audio tape of him with classified documents, sharing them with people who didn't have that security clearance. Does any of that bother you?
No, I think they've been after him so long that all of this is just a witch hunt like he described it. I don't think there's anything Trump's done wrong. I think that the desperate opposition is just after him.
Okay.
I mean, they started out, and they've been after him.
But he literally just told you that they have recordings of this. And you're saying that it's a witch hunt. Now, the very definition of a witch hunt obviously goes back to, sadly, burning women at the stake because of stuff that they didn't do or were not capable of doing. And you're in some way conflating that with Donald Trump implicating himself on a voice recording of showing top secret classified information to people without access to it. Like they literally say the things, but it doesn't make it to the front of their brain. It doesn't make it to the cortex.
Him 8 different ways, and they're going to keep after him until they can get him in jail, I think.
They went after Richard Nixon. They went after Bill Clinton. And now...
That's actually a great point. Like, when people say this, like, two-tier justice system, it's like, well, what What about the times that they investigated? Is this new? Do you mean that only with Donald Trump? And I do think that that's what they're going for. They're going for like it's only because of Donald Trump. But like, could it also just be that Donald Trump is the worst possible politician of all time? Could that also be it?
The courts in several different states are finding different things about Trump. Is there anything that could happen with him indictment-wise that would say, all right, maybe this disqualifies him for president?
Not for me. I'm with him to the finish.
All right, thank you so much.
He could stand on the front steps of the White House and commit murder, and I'm with him.
Okay. I think he just beat my 50%. First of all, did he say the White House? What? Not the White House? Dude, I say the White House all the time as a joke. I think, did he unironically just say the White House? Oh, who are we talking about? What? He said he could murder somebody, and he is not joking. There is literally nobody, nobody that you could ask me if they murdered somebody on the steps of the White House, would I still vote for him? That I would say yes. Nobody, not even my own fucking family. My wife could kill somebody on the front. Okay, actually, I rescind that. She might be watching. I would vote for her. I rescind it. I disavow. I repent. Oh, man. Yeah, you thought he was going to say take a shit, redonk? No, he said murder somebody. Yeah, we like witches. Like, what is this whole witch hunt thing? Extra white? Yeah, that was extra white, LB. That was like fucking Jason Aldean, don't try that in a small town, extra white. God dang it, Bobby. Goddamn kids always whacking off in my tool shed. Dude, oh my God. I am just like non-American here right now. No. Mikey, the other Mikey is a non-American too. He's a Canadian. And you guys don't lump the poor Canadians in with the rest of us, okay? New fans is saying multiple times that we need to go back to the date of burning women alive. Dude, Nick Fuentes, if you guys can arrange this, I will box Nick Fuentes. It's been about like, I don't know, how long since the last time I sparred? I think I was like maybe 27 or 28, so it's probably been about 15 years since I've actually like full contact sparred with somebody. But if you guys can fund it, or you can fucking get a Kickstarter going or a GoFundMe, I will 100% box Nick Fuentes, and I guarantee I will drag his ass, even at 43 years old. Wait a minute, I'm not supposed to say any of that. All a joke. Sorry, YouTube. Totally, but if you guys did get that going, it's for charity, YouTube. It's for charity, okay? Jesus, please don't ban me again. LB don't know. LB, you gotta coach me, dude. I know. I'll pull a fucking muscle. I know. I'm just saying though, for the good of all, I will box Nick Fuentes. Only guys. Only for charity. Only for charity. Not because I want to threaten physical violence. I would never do that, YouTube. Never.
Explain that to me. That's amazing. I mean,
look, he's the only man we've ever had in my lifetime that stood for America as president. Now, I was a George Herbert Walker Bush man and all that, but they don't anybody compare to Donald Trump.
Okay, you know you're extra white if you know George Bush's full name. If you know George Bush's full name, like you are like on a level of white. Holy shit. Okay, Merle.
Trump, he loves this country, and that's why I love him.
Well, I'm going to push back a little bit because, and you're, I'm guessing, a couple of months older than me, but I'm going to say that, you know, looking back at some presidents like Eisenhower, like LBJ, like Gerald Ford, like, you know, Reagan, Bush, who you mentioned, what about them didn't stand for America in the same way that Trump does?
You know, I think it's got to do with the times we're living in. America's being assaulted. Open borders, you know all the issues. We all know the issues. And nobody stood under the attack that Trump stood under. And look what he's done. He's hanging in there. He's for us. He loves this country. And I'm going to support.
Hold on, didn't Nixon like literally get impeached? Like actually impeached? Isn't he like one of there's like 2 presidents, right, that have ever been actually impeached? Donald Trump was impeached both times, but never actually like fucking like got kicked out of. Didn't Nixon get removed from office? I could be wrong about that. No other president has been dumb enough to show classified top secret documents while recording it to people without top secret. This is the like point that all of these people are missing, is that do I think that other politicians haven't done shady shit? Of course not. I believe that lots of politicians do shit that I'd be upset about if I found out about it. The difference between Donald Trump and every other politician is that Donald Trump is so fucking dumb that he recorded himself doing it. Like, that is the problem here. That's the issue. Why do people not see this? Fuck.
Support him to the end. I hope he wins. We need him.
Last question for you, because then you got to go in. What would he have done differently than President Biden that would have made you think that he would have been a better president?
President Biden? You know.
Thank you, LB. Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson was also. Thank you. Thank you.
Biden, to me, if he had not been a career politician, he might have been better, but he's lived in Washington all his life. I think we need term.
What does that mean? What does that mean? He would have been a better person? I mean, is he saying that like just like in general, everybody would be better people if they weren't career politicians? I don't know that I can disagree with that. I generally think better of like the general population than I do of our politicians. That's such a strange thing to say. That's almost like he wants to admit that he doesn't think Joe Biden's a bad person. That's what I go with there. It almost feels like this dude really wants to say that Joe Biden isn't that bad, but he knows he can't because he's a Trump supporter.
Limits, I think we need to stop all these old people from running Washington, D.C. as corrupt.
Well, the old people, I mean, Trump isn't, there's not a huge difference in age.
Yeah, I should rephrase that. The old people that's been in Washington all their life. That's what America's tired of.
What is it that you like about Donald
I don't
Trump?
disagree with that.
Well, he's got 2 good boys that are hunters, you know, and he stands for American values is what I love about him. I just think he...
Donald Trump Jr. is a good boy. That's why we like Trump. This is like when Trump was asked to come up with a Bible verse and he couldn't do it. That's some of the dumbest shit I have ever heard. They were right. This guy beat my 50% by leaps and fucking bounds. He beat my 50% like multiple times. He didn't just say one stupid thing or unbelievable thing. He said multiple unbelievable shit over and over and over again. Good God.
He's one of us. Instead, I know he's very rich, but he has our values, you know, and has our back.
Describe that for me. What are your values that Donald Trump shares with you then?
Parents in control of their children, you know, being able to make choices for your family instead of having somebody tell you what to do.
What? First of all, no one tells me what to do with my family. Like, I literally have 2 children. Nobody tells me what to do with my family. Like, that's like fucking insane. I don't get where all this fear comes from. Like, what do you mean people are telling me what to do with my family? Why? Where? When? Oh my God.
Do you know? But I really want to see Donald Trump win. I think Donald Trump has.
When?
the heart of the country in mind, and I think that he's the man for the job right now.
Oh, look at this guy.
The worst thing about the woke stuff is that they're pressing it down our throats, and they.
Dude, there's so many videos. We could be here, guys. We're gonna have to like make a part 2 because we could be here for another like 4 or 5 hours. I mean, we still got more to go here. I had queued up videos, and I think what have we gotten through? Half of them so far. We gotten through half of them, and there's just so many more. Look at this lady. This one right here. Look at that one. The sound of Wiowa. Will Wheaton. What? Will Wheaton? Oh, fuck. Now times him by 70 million. LB, that is scary. That's scary, scary. Oh, my God. Junior kills the element. Yeah, like, how is fucking Donald Trump Jr. a good kid? Like, literally, Donald Trump, like, excommunicated Donald Trump Jr. at one point. Does he know that? Does he know that Donald Trump Jr. was buying gas station sushi with his father's credit card that he didn't know he had because he had taken all the other, like, credit cards and stuff from Donald Trump Jr.? Like, he's such a fuck-up that Donald Trump Sr. literally, like, excommunicated him until he got back in his good graces. Has this dude ever watched a podcast with Donald Trump Jr.? Unfortunately, I have. All right, this is a CNN video. I'm making a liar out of myself tonight. I said I barely ever watch the CNN videos, and boom, we're watching the CNN video. Look at that. That's how I roll. I like to just trigger everybody by being like, no, I never do it, and then boom, I did it. Take that. I'm out here trolling. I can't, not the what? I want to say trolling. Fuck. Look at this shit. Look at that. You know, what's the first word that comes out of her mouth? What is the first thing this woman says? Let's take bets on that.
It's a privilege in this country, and you need to be legal, not like California where 3 million illegals voted.
Let's talk about that.
I'm glad I brought that up, Allison.
Me too, Paula.
Let's talk about that. Dude, if anybody ever says, let's talk about that to you in that tone, get out of that argument immediately. Hey, thank you, Mikey. I appreciate that $5. Thank you, Mikey. I appreciate that so much. Oh, man. Anybody that ever says, let's talk about that. If my wife ever says, if I come home and I'm like, this and that, blah, 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 and my wife looks at me and goes, let's talk about that. I better get my shit and get the fuck out, okay? Like, it is time to leave before shit gets worse, okay?
So where are you getting your information?
From the media. Where else
Which
do we
media?
get? Some of it was CNN, I believe. and
CNN said that 3 million illegal people voted
Well,
in
it was coming
California?
all across the.
That doesn't sound like something CNN would say. I thought that these people believed that CNN, and let me give this to you guys so you guys know. This video is 6 years old, okay? This was back, I think it's when, this can't be 6 years old, because this is when Trump transitioned to be, how old is this video? I'm fucking up. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Yeah, 6 years ago. So this was 2017. So this is when Trump actually got elected. So Trump got elected, and they were still mad.
Media. All across. Well, CNN didn't do it, then they were being smart this time.
Do you think that 3 million illegal people
I
voted?
believe in California that there were illegals that voted.
How many?
I don't. To tell you the truth, nobody really knows that number.
This lady is getting owned. Holy shit. And she's not even saying anything. She's just giving like 2-word comebacks. And this lady is just like self-owning. She is self-owning the shit out of herself. Oh my God.
But do you think 3 dozen or do you think 3 million?
I think there was a good amount because the president told people that they could vote, and it happened in Nashua. We caught some people that they went into Nashua and they said, the president said I can vote. I'm here illegally.
Did you hear?
Oh, what? Illegals? Okay, first of all, don't talk about California like that. We're about to have problems, okay? So she's saying that illegal immigrants walked into voting booths and told them they were illegal and then said, we're allowed to vote because the president said it was cool. That Obama did that. Why does that just sound like it doesn't make sense? At all.
President Obama say that illegal people could vote?
Yes,
Yes,
I did.
I heard it this morning, actually.
Yes, I did hear it.
Tell me, where?
You can find it, Google it. You can find it on Facebook.
She pulled a do your own research. Holy shit, look at this lady. Oh, look at that hair. That is fucking amazing. She pulled a do your own research on the news lady. Holy crap.
All right, hold on. I don't want to wait.
Oh no, she didn't. She going, look at this lady. She's Googling it. This dude's like, I forgot my phone. Who is this dude? This is the strangest group of people. You know what this reminds me of? One of the videos I got taken down. One of my videos I got taken down was the Jordan Klepper, would you support Trump if? I'm going to remake that video one day. We're going to figure out a way around that. But that's one of them that they got taken down on me. This is the same shit. It's like they got a bunch of Trump supporters together and just asked some questions. They should do this more often. This should be a game show. This should be a game show where they get a bunch of Trump supporters together and make them answer the crazy questions and let Jordan Klepper and this lady just like talk to them. That I would pay money. I'd pay pay-per-view type of money to watch that kind of shit. Holy shit. Of course they're boomers, redonk. Because young people don't want anything to do with this shit. Young people don't want anything to do with this. And God bless their heart, okay? Fucking the poor youth, man. They don't want to be a part of this shit. They're ashamed. The people are just... This is like fucking when your dad drops you off at school. Okay? And yes, I do believe this is a funeral home, DJ.
Waste any more time. But anyway, I see where it came from. And it's... Fox Business Network deceptively edited a clip of Barack Obama to argue that the president encouraged illegal immigrants to vote when in fact he had said nothing of the sort when you go back to the transcript. You, as you sit here today, think that millions...
Okay, this reminds me of the PBD thing. So PBD is he's going in on Anthony Weiner about the Clintons have killed all these people thing. He's like going off about it or whatever. And he starts like listing all these things and these claims and stuff. And the whole time Anthony Weiner just keeps asking him over and over again, what is the website? Tell me the URL. He won't tell him what the URL is. It's totally like fucking, what was it called? It was like First Amendment or Second Amendment Rights GunNation.com. And PBD the whole time will not tell him the URL. It's like the most dishonest argument of all time. That's the same shit, man. These people.
Of illegal people voted in this country. You believe that there was widespread voting abuse?
I think there was in some states.
In the millions of people?
California allows it. People
They do not allow illegal. You mean illegal? You mean voter fraud? California allows.
I believe there is voter fraud in this country.
Oh my God.
Well, let me move on to Donald Trump.
Oh, okay. All right. Don't forget about that mega kid in Iowa. Not all young folks think left. No, you're right, Tamara. You're right. He was only 15, though. He's got like 3 years until he can vote. So hopefully some shit changes. The Epoch News, LB, Epoch News. During COVID, people were bringing that newspaper to my store and trying to drop it off to leave for people to pick up. That's not how we roll. That's not at all how we roll. Breitbart, yep. Can you write the game show music, Mikey? Dude, we have an idea. Definitely trumpets, definitely drums, maybe some keyboard. Let's get some fucking keyboard in there, okay? Yeah, these people fall for Russian propaganda. That's like, yeah. Obama is an illegal Muslim from Kenya. This is like the things that these people believe. And the thing that drives me the most nuts about all of this stuff is like, it's not like they just believe like one thing. It's not like they kind of fell for one conspiracy theory. I think we're all capable of like, kind of getting deep on one conspiracy theory, but it's just that they believe all the conspiracy theories. Like that's what like really kind of gets to me is this idea that not only do they just like do one, they'll go off on like all of them. Like there's no conspiracy theory too crazy for these people at all. At all. Like it's insanity to me. I don't get it. Oh my God. Okay. All right. This one, okay. So I'm gonna admit I haven't. Most of these I watched like the first little bit to make sure that they're, something that we should watch. There's no dick pics. And this one I didn't really watch. I watched like a couple seconds of it, and I really wanted to kind of see this with you guys. And this is a dude named Sean Bowles, 116K subscribers. So he's a pretty big content maker. He's apparently hitting up the pray.com. This came out 2 days ago. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to watch this is because the fucking comments just seem nutty. As one who is in the entertainment industry, thank you so much, everyone, for praying. We need prayer. We are in a dark place oftentimes. We need believers. Trump is a human being. He's not perfect. Thank you, Lord, that you work with our imperfections. There's a lot of like apologist kind of stuff, right? I fully believe Clem Clement's prophecy regarding Trump. So this is about Donald Trump and prophecies. Did you guys know that there are prophecies in religious groups about Donald Trump? I did not know that there were literal prophecies, but apparently they are. There are. And we're gonna learn some more about that here in a second. Sean, please don't stop prophesizing on these issues. Okay, so this guy's a prophet. Okay, all right. Sorry, I'm gonna get sucked down the rabbit hole of comments here. All right. These are gonna be the upside down Bibles, exactly, LB. Oh man. Yeah, here we go. All right, so you guys are here with me. We're gonna watch this one together. We might watch a funny video at the end here to cleanse it. We're not gonna get to the Foggiato blow because that's like a 46-minute. And that's gonna take a full live stream. Maybe next Wednesday, Foggiato blow. Okay. All right. You guys ready for the Sean Bowles show and the prophecies of Donald Trump? Here we go.
Donald Trump. Are the prophecies true? Will he be arrested? Will he be indicted? We don't know. After 2020, prophetic voices are, being stared down by the Rolling Stones and Newsweek. And so people are wondering, can we trust, especially the evangelical world, the prophets who've been probably the most notable reported about people in the church right now, even more than the scandals that have happened in many major churches. You've heard about these prophets in Rolling Stone, Newsweek, Washington Post, many other places from 2020 on, who've been prophesying and siding with Trump.
I did not know about this. Apparently, I do not read enough because this guy's saying it's in like every notable fucking magazine and news outlet. And I have not seen anything about prophecies that involve Donald Trump.
And believing that he's going to have another term. And this meets us right now when you have Paula White and her Faith Coalition meeting with Trump regularly, praying with him through all of these issues. And just this week or last week, we had the attorneys of Trump.
Okay, I do know who Paula White is. Paula White is nutty.
Trump met with the prosecutors for the January 6th impending trial that's going to happen. He was charged with 3 additional crimes in the classified document scandal.
Oh.
It's really interesting because there's a lost Kim Clement prophecy found from 2007. And I want to play a clip of this. And again, I'm not asking you to believe it. I'm just saying this is very interesting. That was 2007. That was a long time ago.
This is nutty. This just like adds a whole nother element to the cultiness of the Donald Trump voting constituent, right? Like, do we have prophecies about Joe Biden? Did we ever have prophecies about Obama? Did we ever have prophecies about Reagan or Bush or even like the most popular fucking president of all time, JFK? Was there prophecies about him? Is this something that I didn't know about in the political world? DJ, you said that Johnny Enloe, Robin Bullock, Hank Kuhneman. I think I've heard of Kuhneman. They're all prophets for Trump. No shit. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's watch on. Okay.
From a prophet that a lot of people in the church, including TBN, God TV, others, played this prophecy and others like it and believe in Kim Clement. And Lance Wallnau has been talking about his best friend, Kim Clement. So I just want to play this because I thought it was super interesting.
Now God says, a president that I will bring into the White House. And they will say he is ungodly.
Oh shit, this guy lives like close to me. Uh-oh.
He does not know God, but even as Jesus disguised himself for the great feast, so I have disguised this man's heart. And when he comes to the White House, not only shall he be mine, but he shall pray as a man that has never prayed in the White House. Is anybody excited about this?
What? What? Okay, unpack a little bit of that. He's comparing Trump to Jesus. Wow, that's a hot take. And he's going to pray in the White House like no man has ever prayed before. I'm pretty sure, has there ever been an atheist president? I don't believe so. I believe they've all been theists, right? So I'm guessing that lots of people have prayed in the White House. I'm going to actually go out on a limb, and I'm going to say Donald Trump is the first president to not pray in the White House.
That same man says the Spirit of God shall put his feet onto this platform, and God says they will say, how did this take place? Laws shall change. Young men and young women shall have access into the kingdom, and with authority into politics, and with authority into the industries that now have been controlled by darkness. Because of this man that shall rule for another 2 terms. For 2 terms, God said, do not...
Okay, so hold on. Isn't he wrong then? Well, okay, I guess if Trump wins this time, I guess that's his second term. This is 2007. So he hadn't so let's give him a little credit. He predicted one of them. Or is this even about Trump? Is he even talking about Trump, or is this just like some kind of loose fucking interpretation? Like, he doesn't say Trump, right? I need fucking background on this.
Fear, for the Lord says there will be no unnecessary stuff, but there will be things that men shall question. Fear not, for you shall sit in that seat and...
I fucking love this prophecy. There'll be things that you think about. No shit. No shit.
Suddenly my Spirit shall come upon him and baptize him with a fire.
Yeah, hold on, LB. Is he talking about Obama? Because Obama was president.
With anointing, says the Spirit of the Lord. Come on! No more war.
Wait. Obama wasn't president until 2008, right? All right? Yeah, the Simpsons can predict the future. I believe that bucket.
Okay, we can take that off. So what was interesting about this one is then you have him again prophesying just a few years later, way before Trump ever ran for president, that it will be God's Trump card to the White House, that he will come and he will be a Trump, be a Trump positioner in the sense of politics. And so it's so interesting that, no one was even thinking.
Okay, I need more context because he didn't say anything about Trump. Is this guy just like, is this what everybody with the Bible does? Is they just like read into any situation and then just apply their own like fucking bias to it? Is that what he's doing? I need more. I need something here. Yeah, wouldn't this have been Bush? Like, was he? Because I would bet money that the evangelicals got behind Bush for sure.
Thinking Trump would ever run, and then all of a sudden he started running, and we had these prophecies from Kim Clement. And there's a number of other people. Lance Wallen never prophesied Trump would get in, but he prophesied what would happen once he did get in, and has been kind of fighting on that team for believing that Trump could bring some course correction. He called him a Cyrus. Then you have other prophets throughout.
Is that the dude from The Walking Dead? No, that's Ned Stark. That's who he looks like. Is that Ned Stark from Game of Thrones? Oh, shit. Didn't Ned lose his head? It's a catch-all prophetic grift. Exactly, LB. It's a fucking... Dude, this is my problem with religion.
I don't even know some of the ones that are here, but our team put together some B-roll of different prophetic voices that are known in the church for prophesying about what could happen if Trump was put in. Now, this is in stark contrast. I talked to some of the people who are...
Dude, that's the upside down Bible. Isn't this where Trump tear gassed those people to go over there and take a picture, and then he held the Bible upside down?
Around Obama and Biden, who are Christians, who prophesied that Biden, maybe it is Biden.
Oh my God, he said, "Oh Biden." And also, isn't Biden a Catholic? He's not a Christian. I mean, same difference, but whatever. Old Testament, New Testament, I like them both.
Obama is supposed to be in, and they're believing that God's using Biden now. And so we're so polarized when it comes to our faith preferences and the church. And you have, many of the news media have been calling out the Trump supporters when it comes to prophecy, the Trump prophets, they call them, that they would be maybe the ones who fuel the MAGA fire to create the Trump cult. But when you have a group of people that's hundreds strong who've met with Trump at different times and believe that he has some resources from God to be able to do something in our nation and believe he's going to run for another term, and there's this kind of prophecy that was well before he ever even decided to run, including Paula White herself, who prophesied to Trump, "You're going to become president," and he did. Now that's a very, very black and white before and after moment between Trump and between.
Dude, there is never anything that includes religion that is black or white. Never. It's like almost all gray areas. Like the interpretation of the Bible and prophecies and everything is always left up to the reader. Like if there's one thing that I can agree with on religious people, it's that when you read the Bible, it means something to you that may mean something different to others. Like that's like one of the core things that when I argue with people about the Bible and about the stories that we actually will agree on is that like, and one of the reasons I find a big fucking problem with it is because, yeah, it can be interpreted and used to control people in ways that the person can just, use their own bias to claim that the morals work with what they believe. Nothing is ever black or white.
Kim Clement and Paula White. So it's super interesting because you don't have to believe in.
And also, yeah, LB, which Bible? Which Bible?
Kim Clement or Paula White or any of these prophets, or you can believe in them and believe that their prophecies are seeing in part. They don't always see the full thing, but it does create an interesting conversation piece because so many Christians think that we shouldn't include the prophetic anointing or prophesying when it comes to politics because it creates mass confusion. But if we take out the prophetic when it comes to political issues, like in America, one of the most prophesied issues in America was that there would be a reversal of Roe versus Wade. There's whole movements in all different communities, the Hispanic community, the Black community, the white community, who had prophesied for decades that Roe versus Wade would be reversed by the Supreme Court. Now, no one believed it could really happen in the natural. As a matter of fact, some of these ones who prophesied this were just like the ones that Rolling Stone called MAGA false prophets, the cult of Trump prophets. And so there's a lot of mainstream groups who won't understand. It looks like foolishness to them to say, why would you think that Roe versus Wade would be reversed?
Is that one of the Baldwins? Is that like a Baldwin pastor in the back there? It sounds like he's saying a lot of fucking words that don't mean anything. Saying like, oh, they prophesized that Roe v. Wade would be overturned. Like, isn't that like some bullshit that every religion would want to say? Isn't that something like as like a cult leader, like you get up in front of people that are all fucking pro-life and say, don't worry, it's going to happen. You just got to have faith.
That could never happen in our lifetime. And it happened. And many movements actually said, like HIM, we're here with Pastor Cheon, and other movements said, this is one of our primary goals to see this reverse, that we're going to save the lives of unborn babies. And we're going to bring a different policy in place to protect and help women. And this is what's interesting is during that time.
What? We're going to bring a different policy to protect women? How does overturning Roe v. Wade protect women? And how does it actually also limit the amount or change the amount of abortions when I still believe that, isn't it most states still allow abortion? Sure, the backwards ass fucking Bible Belt, they all got, put some kind of ban on it. But isn't it true that most states still allow it? Like, this is insane. I mean, the fucking most people live in California. I don't understand.
We saw a massive failure, just like the prophecies would say, over Planned Parenthood. The budget decreased by, I can't remember how much, but it was like so obvious that these words
they prophesized Planned Parenthood's budget being reduced? Okay, bro.
did come true to some degree. So it's hard when you have people who are saying, well, all prophecy when it comes to politics is bad, or you have some people who are saying, well, the prophecies that I don't agree with because it's not my political preference are bad, or it's people who are saying, well, they were wrong about Trump getting 2 terms in a row. How could he get another term, especially with the current indictment?
Okay, and also, this just seems ridiculous. When you start talking about like prophecy and stuff like that, shouldn't it be, I'm just not religious, I guess, but shouldn't it be about bigger things? Am I just like a child of the movies, and so I'm used to be prophecies being about like the chosen one, fucking Neo, you know, like he who will lead you from the darkness, like crazy stuff like that? Are prophecies really about like mundane shit like laws? was the jaywalking law being overturned foretold in California 8 years ago? I just can't. I can't. Temple of the Gods, the ad starts with Trump's voiceover. You've heard of the Old Testament. You've heard of the New Testament. But now you can have the best testament, the Trump Testament. Only $99.99. Temple, that already happens. They made a Bible called the Liberty Bible, I think it was, and Donald Jr. was selling it. Dude, it's literally a Trump Bible. Fucking, I wish we were making this shit up.
But
I think you just prophesized it.
He's a leading candidate according to several mainstream news legacy.
Okay, right, LB? It's about going to hell and Armageddon. Aren't like fucking all of the prophecies about like the coming back of Jesus and like what is it? When they take you up to heaven, the rapture? Like, are prophecies really about mundane shit like the fucking speed limit being increased? Mandatory minimum sentencing being lessened? About pot becoming legal? Like, is that really what the fuck prophecy is about? What are we doing? I'm actually like defending religion right now.
Media is not like Fox News, but several of the main legacy news media, especially with what's happening in the Biden family right now, with the controversy over Hunter and President Joe Biden possibly being involved with foreign currency. They just had another IRS, fact that was released was that they're worth now $50 million more as of this year. So where did that money come from? And so people are asking questions, even on the left. There's massive questions now in the news media over Hunter and his business dealings.
Okay, is this guy trying to tell us that Jesus cares about Hunter's laptop? This one goes all the way to the top. Jesus has seen Hunter's dick pics. Come on, this guy can't be serious. This has to be a grift.
And he's no longer going to get a sweetheart deal, but it's going to go down to some degree. We just don't know how much. And many people are saying that Biden will probably stop running at some point because of cognitive issues, but it's really going to be to avoid jail time in his 80s. But supposedly from a lot of people these aren't just the Breitbart and just different groups that are Daily Wire. These are groups now that are on MSNBC, ABC, others that are saying these. I even read something in Forbes magazine or the Forbes website, and I was like, this is crazy that mainstream is now saying that Biden will not probably be able to run in 2024 because of some of the legal woes and the cognitive issues. So we're dealing.
This guy must be better read than I am, or he's interpreting things different than I have, because that is not what I am reading currently. And I read all the same sites you just mentioned: Forbes, MSNBC. Like, I watch Fox News, and I don't think they're saying this.
Dealing with something that we've never seen before. Trump, who might be arrested or indicted again, and he might go to jail. And he said publicly, "I will run from in jail to become president." And we live in an unprecedented time. Are these prophecies true? Do you trust them? You can tell us in the comments below, because I don't know. I don't know if they're true or not. I know I prophesied back in before Trump's second term that I felt like
this guy's a prophet. Guys. All right. You guys ready for this one? This is how I get my half yacht. I'm a prophet. Yes. Oh man, I'm gonna need a little time though, because I need to research my prophecies. I need to go be with God, and ask him a couple things, and then I'll be back. And if you guys could just like, I don't know, if you guys could just like forward, like kind of like loan me the money up front before we get to the point where it's prophesized, I would definitely take pre-donations for the half yacht. And then later when my prophecies come true, you guys will see that your money was well spent. Okay? All right, good talk.
Like he was going to be president again. I felt like it was going to happen right away. And I actually retracted that prophecy because when I gave it, I was kind of in a place of pressure that I shouldn't have been. And so I retracted and said, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut when it comes to actually prophesying about the future of these politics right now. But I'm going to have commentary and I'm going to look at what people are saying and just bring it to the table. And I know so many people are offended with the prophets, but there's also a lot of people who are saying, thank God for the prophets. Thank God we have this. And there's actually, because of the prophetic voices towards Trump, that's why he has such a strong platform to run on, because of Paula White.
Hey, this guy spells prophet Profit. This guy, he's talking about a different kind of prophet.
And all these faith-based evangelical leaders, that is his platform. As a matter of fact, the media has been covering these more than the church has been covering them. And so a lot of people are hearing the prophecies for the first time because the media has put it out there over and over and over again. And evangelicals have become somewhat of what one newspaper says is a firewall against Trump's losses, and especially in the last primary. So that was according to the New York Mag. And I just think this is really interesting that we're in a day where even the mainstream magazines and mainstream news outlets are reporting about the prophets and how they're benefiting Trump and how other candidates don't have them. And so they may have.
He keeps saying these things. I've never heard any of these things. Oh my God. Mikey, you have to turn on live chat up at the top. It's if you look at where it's live chat on the arrow, and then on the right side there's the 3 dots, and I think you can click that and turn on all of them. Thank you, Temple. $2 for the half yacht, bro, for the prophecy fund. Thank you, Temple. We are well on our way. We got $7 tonight. That means, folks, we are about 0.0002% of the way there. And if I can get on Sean Bowles' level here, I'll be taking you all on my half yacht. It'll only be like 5 or 6 of you at a time, though. So you guys will have to, like, some of you have to wait on the dock while we, like, do a couple rotations around the bay. And then I'll come back, and then we'll take another group, another pod, okay? Because it's only going to be a half yacht. But yeah, help Mikey out with the comment section. I'm not IT. I'm not very good.
They have some severe losses because they don't have the support of the evangelical world quite the same way. Again, what do you think? What do you think is happening right now? Do you think Trump's going to be the next president? Do you think he's the worst president candidate, hopeful? What do you think should happen? I know a lot of people are saying,
dude, this guy's hedging his bets. Can you retract prophecy? LB says you can retract prophecy. So that is my fucking lane right there, guys. It's like the guys that they always predict the end of the world, like 2021. Oh, you weren't around for the half yacht, LB. We'll have, if you go back, it's one of my QAnon videos. I was complaining about one of the QAnon people having a yacht, and Redonk pointed out that first of all it was only a half yacht. And then, he kind of threw shade at me by saying that I don't even own a half yacht. So I'm well on my way to getting a half yacht now that I've gotten a couple donations. So just help me out, guys.
They who are conservatives, they love a DeSantis. A lot of people who are Democrats are saying we need someone more middle ground, but you might be afraid of Robert Kennedy Jr. We need to pray right now. We need to be praying about our elections, and we each have to hear from God for ourselves. We each have to have our own place of faith for who we're going to vote for. And if you're not an American, this affects you too. And the way that we're walking this out in America should help you to understand I'm justified by my own faith. I need to pray and hear who I'm supposed to vote for and vote with my conscience and my biblical core values and convictions. That's the most important thing. And if God shows you who to vote for, great. Otherwise, vote with your biblical convictions. That's what we have to do. And those elections are coming up fast, super fast. And a lot's going to change the world between now and then. I mean, we have aliens on the scene now. Just kidding. We'll talk about that later. But I do want to give a shout out to our today's sponsor.
I don't know. I kind of want to hear this guy talk about aliens. I'm not going to lie. I kind of want to hear this guy talk about aliens. All right, he's about to shout out his ads. I don't think I can give any money to this dude. I'm sorry, Sean. But like, it sounds like you're probably doing all right. You probably got you a half yacht or two. All right, I'm betting Sean Bowles has a half yacht, and probably a couple RVs. I bet he's rolling around with the Queen of QAnon. Okay, man, I do want to hear this guy talk about aliens a little bit, though. I wanted to talk to you guys. You know what? Everybody's always shitting on California. You know, a bunch of Florida people always talking about how bad California is. I just want to point this out for you guys. I brought this up just for you guys, okay? You ready for this? You ready for this one? Boom. Leprosy. There is leprosy in Florida. Yeah, go to Florida. Your hands will look like that, all right? I ain't heard of no leprosy in California. Okay, knock on wood. There's no leprosy in California that I know about. Tell you what, though, you go to Florida, okay? You go to Florida, you don't get to go to Disney World no more. You don't get to the only fun you got in Florida nowadays is catching leprosy, okay? So talk more trash, Florida people. And malaria. They're bringing back all the old school viruses. Next we'll see polio and measles. That's what we're gonna do. I think we already did measles a couple years ago, though. Oh man. All right, guys. We're at the end. I had a good time tonight. You guys are popping off. Fucking love you guys. Always love you guys. Best community in YouTube by far, 1000%. Don't forget, I sell t-shirts. I sell sweatshirts. If you want to support the Soulless Ginger, you can buy yourself a t-shirt. You can buy yourself a sweatshirt. They're nice. I got them confirmed. They're super, super comfy. Also, you can join up on the Ginger Army. It's only $3 a month. I'm like one of those poor kids that you guys used to see on those commercials back when we were kids for only 10 cents a day. Okay? That literally 10 cents a day you can support a Soulless Ginger, okay? That's less than a gallon of gas. Half price right there. Other than that, if you're new, like, subscribe, please. I got a LB was there. LB can vouch for me. I got a comment from the big man himself, Brian Tyler Cohen, saying thank you for featuring me on your video. Everything that you guys are doing is just making it, making this worthwhile. So I love you guys. You don't have to give me $1. I appreciate anything you guys do. I do this because I love you guys. I have a job. I do well at my job. I'm going to keep doing this no matter what until YouTube tells me I can't no more. So I appreciate you guys every day of the week. You guys make my streaming fun. You make my days when I'm not streaming fun because I'm always thinking about getting on here and having a good time with you guys. So I appreciate you all. I love you all. I just want to keep saying it. Keep positive out there. Get out and vote. That's how we make a difference. Let's all just make a difference. All right, guys. I love you guys. I will see you next Wednesday, 6 o'clock. And I'm going to try and pop on once or twice on the weekends as well so we can get some more stuff on the internets. All right, guys. DJ, you my man. $5. Love you, man. I love every one of you guys. You guys are the best. All right, guys. Have a good weekend. I might see you on Saturday with a glass of tequila.